And boom, there we are live. Hello, everyone. I'm going to do my intro and then we're going to meet our guests. And we're not going to hold y'all too long, but we're going to get this thing to pop in here. So, anyway, I am Paul Wizzo. I want to welcome you all out to Wizzo Talk, whether you're watching it now or you're catching it later. Yeah, I appreciate your support. If you'd like to subscribe to Wizzo Talk, the link is in the description or strolling right across the bottom of the screen. Just make sure you hit that notification bell because I post according to my guest availability rather than on a fixed schedule. And if you'd like to be a guest on Wizzo Talk, hey, by all means, look me up. I am Paul Wizzo on Facebook, or send me a smoke signal carrier pigeon posted in here in the chat or something like that. Send up the bat signal. Hey, we'll get you on the show. Please, whatever you do, don't worry about a topic because I have plenty of them. You can join in on barbershop talk. You can join in on adult conversation between men and women. You are more than welcome. Just remember, it is uncut and unedited here. So if you ask me later on, Wizzo, will you delete that? That's a negative. Ghost Rider ain't going to be able to do it. And if you happen to be watching from Facebook, make sure you appreciate if you click that subscribe link that's in the description and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And again, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. And remember, whatever you do, remember that it is absolutely free, 100% free to like, share, follow, and subscribe. I appreciate your support. So make sure you hit that notification bell. We're going to meet our guests, and then we're going to get this thing popping. Go ahead, there we go.
What's going on? Hey, it's Rico. I've been here plenty of times. I want to put out a little disclaimer like Wizzo did there. Tonight, all I'm shooting is straight facts. And I know there's going to be some of them people out there who don't like the truth, and they're going to see this and call me the N-word and all kind of other things. And lastly, I want you to know is I don't give a damn what you think of me. Let's go.
Already, well, that's what's up. I just had we have a PM was coming on. He said I didn't send him the link. I sent it, so I sent it again. But PM, if you're listening, I sent it to you in Messenger. I don't usually send them out by email, so you should have that. And also, Rico, I'm glad you put that on there because I'm just going to tell them that explicit language may be used. So if you're not willing to listen to any other alphabet, the A, B, C's, D's, and fucks and tucks and all that stuff, this podcast may not be for you. I have it set for adults only. So with that being said, let me come over here to my first thing that I'm going to ask you, Rico. But first, let me say, so when I selected this title, MAGA Republicans and their love for Trump, I did ask and put out for some diehard MAGA supporters to come on. But no matter when or whenever I put that out, I never get them. They never show. I tell them, hey, you can cut your camera off. If you feel comfortable, you can wear your sheet over your head. You can put on your dark shades or do whatever. They will not come on. And, we had one on here the other day here a week or two ago, diehard Trump supporter, diehard MAGA. But he didn't, he didn't say much of anything. So, which was cool. That was his choice. But, hey, it is what it is. I got another guy here asking me, talking about I never sent the link. But, hey, Tony, if you're listening, I don't remember you saying that you wanted to be on. So that's why I didn't send the link to you out there, brother. But
send him the link now.
Send him the link now. Let me send it. Let me send him the link right now then. So
it's one of them Trumpers, right?
Well, Tony's been on before, and I don't know how. I know he said that he voted Republican. So, but let me see.
If he's not a Trumper, it ain't even gonna matter.
Right.
All Republicans aren't Trumpers.
Right. Exactly. And I was gonna say that. So I just sent him that link. So see if he can come on. But anyway, as I was saying, I just got one thing that I want to talk to you about. Like I said, I just want to make sure that everyone know that I did invite diehard MAGA guys. Tony's been on before, and he said, he voted Republican, but he don't support MAGA. So that's cool because, like you say, all Republicans are not MAGA. But I want to ask you this because I want to bring this podcast up and this topic up because I know whenever you've been on a lot of times before, you have a lot of facts to spit out about Trump. And I want to give you a chance to just turn you loose because sometimes when we have multiple people on, I kind of have to cut you short and I figure I was holding you back. But I'm going to ask you this, then we're going to get off into some of the other things that you have. And me, myself, I'm spitting from some facts that I've heard Trump say in just some of my research, but I only got this one. So Trump then told Iran, hey, you fire upon protesters, the U.S. is going to pretty much wax that ass, so to speak, that we will get involved. And I think you may have heard him tell Iran that, hey, because of that protest that they got going over there. But this is my thing. He telling them, hey, because they was executing them and shit like that. You fire upon your protesters on a peaceful protest, the U.S. will intervene. What's happening right here in the U.S., Rico?
I was about to speak on it. Hey, look, I was about to speak. Can I answer you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, look, the biggest hypocrites that they are. Get this. He said, if you fire on protesters, didn't he, when in his first term, ask his chief of staff, can you shoot him in the leg? Like, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he ask them that? And then what do they have going on right there? The way his people are treating the protesters. Yeah. Man, that. It's not that they actually care about anyone. They're looking for a reason to go into a war with Iran for Israel. That's what that's all about. That's what Netanyahu wants. Same reason we went into Afghanistan for the weapons of mass destruction were at that we never found. So, yeah. I mean, and the same thing in Venezuela. They weren't worried about any drugs. If he worried about drugs, why he pardoned the guy who brought in 400 metric tons of cocaine into the U.S. last year. Right. So, and then they talking about the what's that one called, killing everyone? The fentanyl.
Yeah.
All of that don't even come from there. That comes from China and Mexico. And then the cocaine being sold from Venezuela goes to Europe. Yeah. That wasn't the reason. It was a money grab. So, but back to what you were saying, man, it's all kind of corruption these people are doing right now. But I'll wait and get to your next question. Or you want to keep going? Because
I'm gonna let you keep going. But let me ask you this: when you say a money grab, I mean, who's? Hold up a second. Let me get this guy on here. What up there, Tom?
What's up, Bob? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You hear him, Rico?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear him too.
We was just about to go off into one other thing, but you go ahead and do your intro right there so people know who you are and let them know how to find you, whatever. You've been on here before. You know what to say.
Oh, yeah. I'm Tony Johnson, man. I heard Temple. I do a lot of different things, but I'm a nation builder at heart. Yeah. You can reach me at Wealth is Gangster. That's on Instagram, Facebook, and everything else. But I'm just here I'm here more. I heard the guy, my guys were saying the Trump MAGA supporters, and I support Trump, but I'm not like no MAGA supporter. So I'm in between because I know a lot of the talking points that's going to be thrown tonight. So I'm really not here to defend MAGA, but I'm here to just stand on truth, like we all say. We all say we standing on truth. So I'm here to stand on the truth as I see it.
Right. Yeah, and no doubt, because I did let Rico know that you've been on here before, that you wasn't, you're not no MAGA supporter, but you have voted Republican. And I did fill him in on that, so I don't know if you got to hear that or not.
But in our community, when you say you did support him, and then I'm gonna talk about the reasons why and combat some of the things that y'all gonna say. So regardless if I say I'm MAGA or not, I'm gonna sound like it just because I'm a black person saying I'm supporting Trump. So I know what come with it, but it's all good.
And I'm gonna say this now. I don't think you know everything that I'm gonna say, but you know where I stand, because I don't care for that motherfucker. And I've heard you already say, put feelings aside and don't make it this and don't make it that. But with me, that I just don't care for him like that at all. But by all means, before I go back on to my last thing, I always say that, hey, your vote is your vote. You vote for whoever you want to. So we need to have a discussion, and at the end of the day, hey, it's all good. Number love for it, and you got to have those discussion. You stand on the facts that you got. I know Rico got a lot of facts. Me, I just speak a little bit from opinion and just a little bit from what I've heard what Trump talk about and what he said. So with that being said,
thank you for having me on, though. After I said all that.
no doubt. And you never did tell me you wanted to come on. That's why I didn't send you the link.
Nah, you remember the other day you had jumped in one of my posts and you said, and then I said sign me up. So we didn't touch bases after that. But after you jumped in my post, I did respond. So I thought
Okay, so I must have missed that then. My bad. Okay, so with all that being said, we got all that worked out. So we're gonna get right on off into it. You guys can see the comments already. You should be able to. I don't read all of the comments. I do share a lot of them on the screen and stuff like that. And we have guys that support MAGA, supporting Trump, that's against him. Hey, all comments is welcome. I'm not going to not post whatever, but some of the guys may or may not address it. So with all that being said, I think we've already then got my little first talking thing out, Rico. So what you got going for us right here?
You talking about you about to
Anything?
ask me another question?
No. Whatever you got. I had a question up in my feed somewhere, but I didn't lost that motherfucker. So whatever you got to going, man, bring it on.
I'm kind of intrigued by him. I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir.
Okay. So I mean, this might be kind of personal. You don't have to ask it or not. Or do you have an average income? Like, do you make over 6 figures?
Yes, throughout combined together with all my businesses as a whole. Yes, but
Okay.
I've been doing that. I'm 43. I've been doing that most of my life, though.
Okay. Besides being in your pocket, what policy have Trump done that helped you?
I would start off with the immigration. I would start off there, and just to give you a little bit about me, what I do, and Wizzo, he know me, but I'm all about we got to be able to feed ourselves, house ourselves, clothe ourselves, educate ourselves, employ ourselves, and then protect it. So I have a security company. I have a farm that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I have a school that I had, but we about to reopen a new school. So all the things that I'm about to talk about today, I really live it. I'm not just sitting on the sideline watching somebody else do it or think about doing it or one day want to do it. I actually live it. So last election was my first time ever voting Republican in my life. I'm the person that when Obama ran, you can check in Temple with the Bell County Democrats. I was one of their head guys. I got 428 people registered just here in Bell County area for Obama. I did so many fundraisers. I donated my own money. Wizzo know how much money I put into my own community around here, right? So when I look at policies, I know a lot of people be like, "Well, the immigration ain't got nothing to do with us." It does if you look at it as a whole. So I'm looking at it as a nation builder. As a whole, immigration hurts us a lot. No, personally, we might feel like it don't. Personally, we might have. I got some white people that's cool. I got some essays that's cool, but it don't take away from the fact that the immigration policies set up as are today or they were hurts my people, and that's just you can't. So immigration is one. Wizzo, know I'm a big business guy, so all the regulations that were released off of businesses, the tax cut, of course, helps me. But even like my school that I had, I spent over 130,000 of my own dollars opening up a school, and Wizzo can vouch for my school. Like he actually been to my school. If Trump was in office when I had my school open a couple years ago, I would get a $25,000 check this year because he incentivizes people that want to start their own school. Because I'm big on getting our kids out the public schools because I deal with nothing but public school kids. Like I got 30 kids up under my mentorship now. I see the policies and I see the ways of me voting Democrat all my life have hurt my community. So I'm not one of these guys that. And that's why I like to talk these topics because most of the time when a black person talks like I'm talking, it's easy to say, "Oh, he a coon," or "He a white man ass kisser," and that's why I speak so strongly because can nobody put no claims to me on that. I've been doing this work for 20 plus years in my community. So it needs to be people like us that'll be like, that Democratic vote, it's been killing our people. So I mean, I can keep going on,
Yeah.
but I say immigration, I say the tax cuts, I say business. I'm a big crypto guy. Crypto, the Democrats was killing crypto. He's about to, so it's just a lot. I can keep going and going and going, but I would start off with immigration, and it's a bigger play to that, especially when the reparations and different things like that. But the immigration, it leads into a lot of different things.
Okay, Rico, before
go
you go, let me let PM do his intro for a second, then we come right back to you. I know you write stuff down, so don't forget. PM,
Yeah,
come on with your intro.
Just real fast, man. PM with the PM Lifestyle Podcast, man. You can catch me on YouTube at the PM Lifestyle, or you can catch me on Instagram, PM Lifestyle, and Falai McKnight on Facebook. And I'm here for the conversation, man. So let's go.
All right, that's what's up. All right, sorry about that, Rico. Go ahead.
Hey, first I want to ask you something because I'm you say you like these topics. I love these topics, and I'm always gonna give you facts and I'm gonna give you the truth.
Mhm.
Are you okay with hearing the truth? about you and yourself?
I only stand on truth.
Okay,
I don't
then.
know.
All
I don't know if another person can tell me the truth about me, but I'm here. I'm open to hear what you're about to say.
right. Okay. Okay. So first of all, then the truth is you didn't answer my question. You said that
I said immigration was the first. You said what
you
policies? I said immigration. I could say the tax cuts. I say the regulations
wait.
that he took off business.
Hold on.
All those are policies.
I listened to you. I
Hmm.
listened to you. Will you please listen to me?
Yes, sir.
Um, Immigration and tax cuts, like though that is a law. But what I'm saying is this: you
Hmm.
didn't give me a specific policy that benefited you. Also, when it comes to immigration
Hmm.
and you saying I thought you was gonna actually tell me how it benefited you when you talked about immigration. So with you saying
You
immigration,
older than me. You don't know how immigration hurts us. You should be able to break that down just common sense.
hold on.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta let
Let's
me
let's
finish.
let's let's
You
let,
keep
let
cutting me
everybody
off.
finish.
You keep cutting me off
Yeah.
with what's going on right now with immigration. So you're basically saying you're okay with his immigration policies right now.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
okay with these killing people in the streets and kidnapping people. You're okay with that. I just need a yes or a no.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So, wow. Okay.
You
Now,
said a yes or no, so I didn't want to give you no long answer. I just want to give you a
but
yes
you
or a no.
said yes.
Yeah.
I don't want you to say no if yes, if that's not your truthful answer. You said yes. Okay,
Mhm.
so you're okay with that, and you're okay with him doing these things to the people. Do you know that right now with what's going on with this new plan for DHS that's going in,
Mhm.
a Democratic representative, a woman, I can't remember her name, she put an amendment in it that said the Trumpers, his people, they can't deport American citizens. The Republicans removed that amendment, right? And 7 Democrats in the House voted for it. So if that passes the Senate, us, black people, you keep thinking it won't happen to you, think it's a joke. Also, on top of that, it's not when I vote, I'm in that same tax bracket as you are. I
Mhm.
voted Democratic because I care more, not just about myself. I care about my people. I love my people. I care about the people around me. And with your vote, to me, that says that you don't. All you thinking about is self. If you're okay with what's going on here, because at the end of the day, when this all said and done and they're done with them, one of them gonna catch you and they gonna do it to you. Your karma is gonna be your end and you're gonna be like, damn. And a lot of other people that voted for him that look like us, you're gonna regret it because you're no different. And if I'm gonna hold on, I'm gonna ask you one more thing. You said you voted Republican this last time, and that was the first time you ever voted Republican. Why did you do that?
I think he
Because I
answered
see
the
how the
question.
Democratic policy's been killing our community, and I felt ashamed that I've been giving them my vote since I was 18, and I really only gave my vote because I was told by my family and my mom and my community that I was supposed to, and I never really got into the policies.
So it never had anything to do with what you thought Trump was going to do for you. Is that what you're saying? You just voted against them because you say the Democratic people, which I know the Democrats are no good. Liberal Democrats are probably more racist than most of these damn Republicans. I know
Mhm.
this.
Mhm.
But um,
Let me
Let me
go
let,
ahead.
let me ask some questions because
yeah, he got to answer. I was just about to say, let me let you answer that, and then I got to go to
yeah, because
PM.
this is what a lot of our elders do, and this is the disconnect. Because I'm in the middle of well, I ain't gonna say elders. I'm gonna say a lot of the older people in our community do, and that's why it's so disconnected from the younger people. Let me ask you a question: how much money have you poured into your black community of your own money?
You clearly don't know me.
No, I'm
I'm
asking.
glad you
I'm
asked that.
asking. I
I
don't know
give
you.
back all the time. You don't know me.
I'm asking. That's how you got. That's
I
how you get to
give
know
back.
somebody.
I give back all the time. I buy kids that's not mine for presents for Christmas. I buy turkeys, go pass them out in the hood. When we get ready to get rid of our furniture, which it still looks new, I don't go sell it. I go give it away in the hood. I do all kinds of things for my people. My people. But I guarantee you can say but if you're doing things for you, it's probably out of a guilty conscience with what you do for our people because the things you vote for hurt our people.
So when I was doing this 20 years ago, voting Democrat, I was doing it out of guilty conscience.
Well, no,
No,
because
I'm just going off your talking
no, I'm
points.
talking about. I'm
See,
talking
this is what
about
I'm saying.
now. You voting Republican. That's what I'm talking about.
But I'm saying I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I can show, I got receipts. I'm not. I got a thrift store, so I ain't talking about like giving away some old furniture or this and that. I'm talking about of your own money. Have you educated? Have you employed? Have you put money
No,
into the pockets of our community? Like
I
a
was in the
free
military.
turkey. I was giving away free turkey when I was selling big
No,
dope as a
I was in the
17-year-old.
military. I ain't gonna get into an
Okay, check
argument
this
with
out,
you.
y'all. Check
That's
it
not
out.
what
Check it
this is
out.
about.
No,
Hold up.
no. See,
About,
Hey,
but hold
Rico.
on, Wizzo.
no,
With all
let him
respect,
finish. Let
Hold
him
up,
finish.
Rico.
with all
I got
He's
you,
respect,
but
trying to make it. He's
Rico,
taking
we gotta let
offense
him
to it. He's
finish,
making it
Rico.
that's
personal.
what I see. That's
We
what I'm
gotta let
saying. It's
Rico.
no
It's
Rico.
not personal.
Rico, we gotta let him finish, and then I
when
gotta go to PM. I'm gonna come back
yeah,
to you,
yeah.
but we gotta let him
But
finish though.
now I'm this is how I'm gonna finish it because I mean I'm here for it because like I said I really do this. I'm not somebody on just on the
You
screen
don't.
talking about this. I do it and I do this with my money. And I know the military money. I hate this country, but I only make money off this country. I don't come from that. Everything I built is off my mind and my skills. So I only had a couple jobs my whole life. So I'm outside the system totally. You know what I'm saying? So what we're not gonna do is a scolding. And I posted this. Like I can't take a scolding from a person or anybody. This ain't even talking about you, so don't take it personal.
I
Because I
won't.
made this post weeks ago.
I won't.
In our community, we have to have a serious class, right? We're gonna always have the church class. We're gonna always have the Democratic class. We always gonna have the older people that ain't never built nothing, they never did nothing but telling us what we need to do going forward. We always gonna have that. So what we gotta do is respect that, but really put in work. Like what I'm doing, like what we doing as a group. I'm part of groups that's getting FBA on legislation, and we got our lineage. We pushing our lineage. Like we doing real tangible stuff. Like I mentor and I feed tangible kids, not an idea, not. So this is what I really do. So I respect everything you're saying, but living it and talking about it is two separate things. And one last thing, because I see like y'all was talking. I think Wizzo, you and the homie, I don't know his name,
PM.
but last night y'all was
Oh.
talking about unity. Y'all was talking about unity, right?
Mhm.
But this is where the unity fall apart, and this is why I tell people I just sat down with everybody in Central Texas that do business. I just sit down with the NAACP, had to check them. I just sit down with the school boards. It can't be unity. Why? Because when a black person that really do this stuff in the community say, you know what, I think this other side is better for us. It's going we're scum of earth. Now we doing this. So a person that really do it got to hear from a person that ain't never really did it or barely did it. And you gonna tell me that I ain't doing nothing, but you can't tell that to the real families in Temple, Texas. They not gonna believe that because they see
Okay.
me every
Okay.
day.
Hold up,
Can I
Rico.
reply
Hold up,
just one
Rico.
time? Please let me just
Rico.
reply to
I
that
can't.
one
I
thing.
can't. I
One
can't.
thing. One sentence.
Okay,
Wizzo.
but
One
just
sentence.
that. But we ain't gonna go into a long deal because
I
No,
we
know,
got
but
I
to.
ain't
one
gonna say
sentence.
nothing.
I'm
I
not
ain't
gonna
gonna
go into
reply.
a long thing.
Yeah, I
I'm
won't even
not.
reply.
I'm not. All I'm gonna say is this: you show you. Hey, all the things you said, I applaud you. But now you're voting, and for those kids you saying you mentoring that look like us, you're voting for them who's going to kill them in the streets. And he's laughing like these things don't happen. That's all I have to say. That's
Okay,
all I
so
have to say.
let me say this right
Republicans have
here, and
never put
then
in a policy that will stop the killing. Hell, they took all the bad
let
police
me
that's been kicked off the police force. They removed the database so they could
let
become
me
police again.
Rico. Okay, hold up, Rico. I know you keep good notes and stuff like that. So hold your point and your talking point, and let me
Yeah.
address the viewers that's watching right now. Hey, I see y'all comments coming in. The guys, they also see your comments. We may get a chance to address them, we may not, but I am definitely reading them. So I appreciate it. So y'all gonna keep them coming in. And I'm gonna say this before PM go. When you asked about how much of your own money have you spent in the community, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't have a number. It hadn't been into the thousands, but I've donated over 20 years of my time, which is valuable to me, and never done anything for as my own kids. What you know me from the football and feed this and feed that and feed this and feed that. So I've done some things like that also in the community and stuff like that. But if I had to put a dollar amount on it, I have no dollar about it. But my time is definitely valuable. However, at the same time, I do not donate any of my time like that now. I have donated funds and different things to your school and to your program, but I will not donate my time. I figure I didn't put in my time, and I'm not doing that. I've been a big brother and all that stuff. But with that being said, we need to go to PM, and then we'll work it around. And guys, let me show y'all something right quick. This is kind of funny a little bit. Now my girlie brought me this gavel, so y'all don't make me get to hit the gavel up in here now. Respect the gavel.
Say you
Anyway,
got order in the court, huh? You
yeah.
order in the court.
With that being said, but hey, it's a good topic, it's good discussion, and let me go to PM and see what he got.
Yeah, I want to address. What's your name, sir?
Tony.
Tony. You, I heard you since I've been on. You said you voted Democrat for what, over 20 years, 18 years?
From 18 to 42. Last year was my first time ever. Yeah.
Yeah, last year. So you've been Democrat from that point. Last time, the first time doing Republican.
Ever in my first time ever even thinking about it, I thought you was a coon if you voted Republican. So that's why I say I understand that when you come from that side, I understand it because I thought like that my whole life. I get it.
So I have two questions for you.
Yes, sir.
What policy hurt you from Democrats, and if so, what took you so long to vote Republican?
It's the evolution of learning, man. If you might not know my story, but let me give you a quick little story. I left my mama's house at 11 years old. I'm a street guy. I'm not like I didn't go to the army. I did it like the street guy way. You know what I'm saying? So from 12 to 30, I mean, I had multiple business from 18 on up. You know what I'm saying? I had my first business at 18, but from 12 to 30, basically, I was in that life, right? So in that life, all you think about is jail time and this and that. You're not really thinking about, even though I was doing the giving away to kids, I was doing all that stuff. That's why, that stuff to me don't really, because like I was a drug dealer, I did that. You know what I'm saying? So, anybody could do that. So that's why the policies from I never thought about it really. As I got older, I started realizing as I'm going to these juvenile detention centers, and when I wrote the book, The Streets Lied to Us, and I'm talking to the kids about how programmed I was in the streets and why I thought going to prison was dope, even though God willing, I never made it to prison. I never went to prison. You know what I'm saying? But I understand the backwards thinking of our youth, and why we think the dumbest stuff is the coolest stuff, and a lot of that is Democratic policies. But the '94 crime bill, hundreds of thousands of black people still punishing to this day over that one bill. Now NAFTA bill. I remember, that's why I'm 43. I only had 2 or 3 jobs my whole life, because I remember when my mom and dad got a divorce because Bill Clinton sent all those jobs to China. I remember how our family went from a big 3-4 bedroom house in Bartlett to separate, divorce. Both of them lost their job because it went overseas. So it's a lot of different policies. Now that I'm older, I can think back on it. But at the time of me coming up, I didn't know about no policies. I was just trying to make it.
Okay, so and what took you so long to vote Republican? You just seen Trump in office, or it was just like
No,
because I come from the streets. I've done the whole thing. I'm 48.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. I mean, I'm stamped, certified, and all that. And there was growth. At the same time, I was still seeing the negative impact that those followers or those people will still have on my people, whether it's a vote or not. If you
on what people? What you mean?
People that you know what people I'm talking about, the people that's actually against us in that party. Because I guarantee you,
but see this, I
guarantee you
go ahead.
now, you wouldn't be welcome to a dinner, a household, a party, anything. No matter how much you gave, you would not be welcome to those type of environments. No matter who you voted for and what you voted for, your skin color is going to deny you that type of action at that. So I just wanted to know, because you said you had done it. So were you influenced by your household to vote Democrat? Because
I influenced my household.
but at 18, when your first time to vote, you had to make a decision to vote Democrat.
No, that's why I said earlier. I just did it because as a black culture, we're programmed to vote Democrat. That's why I said that a little earlier. That I didn't even know why I was voting. I just know, like everything that you're saying. The Republicans, we against them. They hate us. They wouldn't allow everything you just said. That's the way I grew up thinking, and that's why I was like, oh yeah, I'm voting Democrat. Forget them. They gonna hang us. They gonna kill us. They gonna do everything that you can imagine that you can come up with. Yes, I said all that 1,000,000 times.
But it was never, I never said Republican. I just said those people other than my skin. I didn't mention and go in that depth, but regardless if it's Republican or Democrat, those people that follow that side will definitely not sit at the same table with you. So I was just trying to figure out how long it took you to vote.
What side? The Democrat or the Republican? Or are you talking strictly Republican?
If I had to
to me, see, the thing about me is that's why I say I'm not MAGA, because I don't give a damn about either party. I did this strategically. I'm a businessman. So I did this strategically about what's better for the people I service and the people I mentor and the people that I see every day. You know, I didn't do this from a feeling. I didn't do this from a, oh, I hate this. I don't operate like that. I did this from like, you know what? I've been voting this party this whole time. I didn't know I was voting for LGBT marriage my whole life. I didn't know I was voting for immigrants to overpopulate us our whole life. I didn't know I was voting for all this. I was just voting. And now when I get older and I start realizing like, hold on, I'm tripping. Oh no, I can't vote for that. And I had this conversation with my grandma. She's 84 years old. And I said, Grandma, do you know? Because she's a staunch Democrat and she can't stand Trump either. And I said, Grandma, do you know you vote for LGBT policies and this and that? She ready to fight with me because in her mind, she really don't believe she vote for that, even though LGBT and immigrants is at the top of the Democratic ticket. So if you vote Democrat, you're voting for that, even if you're in your mind, you're telling yourself you're not, you are, because that's at the top of their to-do list. And that's just a reality. I learned that with Obama myself personally. That was the first thing he did. He didn't do nothing for black people. And like Obama, y'all talk about all this ICE stuff. I didn't hear nobody say nothing about when Obama had kids in cages. I didn't see nobody talking about Obama signing the blue alert law. Like, and this is my problem with the whole conversation, because I respect everybody. Like at the end of the day, like I say, I really live this. So people having different opinions doesn't mean nothing to me. But my thing is, I call it out on both sides. I know that it's the two heads of the same snake. I get that. I understand that. So that's why people can't really pin me down and see like, or you hurting your community because you voted Republican. No, you hurting the community voting Democrat. The statements that you say about the Republican, I say about a Democrat. So it's really just how you think about it. Because
So
can't nobody up here. That's why most everybody that I talk to will never really defend the Democrats. They'll hate Trump, but they'll say, well, I'm an independent or this and that, because everybody deep down inside know that the Democrats fucking us over. Everybody up here know that.
Right. Okay, let me go. Let me do this. Oh,
Okay.
go ahead, PM. What's
You know, a lot of people say that Barack didn't do anything for black people.
He
Like he
didn't.
was supposed to just step in and say, okay, I'm going to do it just for this. Barack did it for everybody, whatever he did.
I know.
I can tell you, I can speak on this. I'm 48. I was in the streets. I had 2 dirty cop cases. 2 cops tried to plant some stuff on me. Didn't work.
Mhm.
But that felony stuck with me, right? But when Barack came into office, what he did was, for state level people that never served time in the penitentiary, he erased those unnecessary felonies. So now I am able to carry firearm, teach people, get employment, and do all that, which transitioned me from that street life to a legitimate businessman. I've always had businesses and things of that nature. But I know one thing about those 2 cops, they were racist. And I can guarantee you, if I had to put my bottom dollar on it, they were of the Republican or the white race, and the, you know what I mean, oppression and stopping you from growing. And that's their ideology, you know what I mean? That's what they're built and they're driven by. So I look at it from that standpoint. No, I can't judge you because I'm just meeting you on this platform, but I know if you and I was to get in a car and drive down the street, when they pull us over, it's not going to be about Democrats, Republic. It's going to be about black and white, which is most of them are racist. And that's what I have a problem with Trump. There's a lot of people that I know that's in my family that voted the same way you did. Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, Trump that. But at the end of the day, we can't sit at them same tables. We
Well, we
can't
can't
eat
sit at the
the same.
Democrat table, so that's either here nor there.
I probably can get along with a Democrat before I can get along with a Republican that's going to
So
be having these meetings.
Okay, hold up,
I'm
Tony.
gonna throw it to
gotta
Kyle. I ain't gonna
Rico.
go back. There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
because what I don't want to do, guys, I don't want to try to have it going between 2 people. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that everybody get a chance to say something. So I noticed Rico, he takes a lot of notes, and you can always kick it in reverse to go back to cover something. Me myself, sometimes I have to go and say some shit because I'll fucking forget. But anyway, but with that being said, to the viewers that's watching, hey y'all, we appreciate the comments coming in. You guys, if y'all get a chance to scroll through some of the comments right there, y'all can check them on out. And we hopefully you guys are subscribing to Wizzo Talk, because you never know what you're gonna get. Because I appreciate your support. Rico, I know you had it on pause for a second.
Yeah.
Tony didn't say it a whole lot. PM didn't say something. What you got?
I have the people. I'm speaking on what he was saying earlier. You said you voted the way you voted for the people that you do it for, right? Are the people that you doing this, what you do for, are those black and brown people or what?
Most black, they're black and brown. I leave that up to y'all. I'm about black.
No,
people.
I'm talking about their races. What are they? White? Are they black? Are they brown? Or
They like 90%. I mean, I got a couple Mexican, a couple whites, but yeah, 95% of my people I service is black Americans.
Okay, so do you also, this is something I wanted to see what I noticed with you. You speak on things about the Republicans and what you do it for, but you're not giving any numbers. It sounds to me like you're saying the things you're speaking only from the things you see in the news or on social media. You're not doing the research. Like, for instance, when you spoke about Obama and his deportations, President Obama deported 3 million people. 8% of those 3 million were not criminals. Trump and what he's doing currently right now, 88% are not criminals. You see, with me, I'm gonna give you some numbers, and these are facts. You're shaking your head. No,
Because you just lied. I mean, what I'm supposed to do?
See that? Everything I'm saying, look it up for yourself.
I have.
These are only government. You haven't. So please stop and let me finish talking. Don't come at me, because I'm gonna give you the facts. I'm gonna give you. I read these things you haven't read. And,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hold on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know it's yes, sir, because I'm right. But I'm not a sir. You're really not that much older than me. Like, you keep
you're older than me. You're not that much older than me. You mean?
You're not that. I mean, yes, exactly. You're not. I'm not that much older than you. With the deportations and Obama, so get that right. Yeah, he deported a lot of people, but a majority of them were criminals. And get this. Here's the thing. When President Trump, the people also that he deported, I believe it was like 91%. It was 81% were violent criminals, meaning they committed, you know what violent means. With Trump, it's just the opposite. See, you keep saying you doing things for the people around you, and in truthfully, what you're doing, only thing you're doing is you're voting for you and yours. Because if you look at it, I know you tell your children you could be anything that they can be, anything that they want to be, the people you spend your time with, right? But see, in the Republican, okay, but in the Republican Party, kids that look like us or Spanish and things like that, they can't be anything that they want to be. You will never see a Republican president. That's black. You will never see that's black. So how can you telling you doing things for them? No, you're not. You're voting for them to continually be murdered in the streets, continually to be hung. Truck drivers going around this country are being hung, and now they done away with the database because it's police that's doing it. That's the only person that could get them up out their truck. So only person that you're voting for is what you want. And just like I told some of the people, my people that voted for him that look like me, if you don't hate it now, you will, because whether it's you directly, but indirectly, it's going to affect your life in a major way. I promise you, because that hate over there, your skin complexion, it's not going to save you. How many black people then got beat up at Trump rallies last year during the presidential debates and all the run and all of that? So you're not doing it for our people. You maybe you do all that for your guilt, but you're not doing it for our people, because everything you vote for will come back and touch those people and affect their lives in a negative way. And when we talking about that, I'm passionate about it because I love my people, and I'm only going to put out information that's going to help and benefit and do for my people.
Right. Okay, so let me say this right here. Tony, we're going to come to you and then PM, but I'm going to say this right here is when you were saying some things, and I didn't do the research because as we know, we don't never know what's coming up. I can research it right now, but I'm not going to. But I'm just talking about forest control, meaning that I think when Obama was in, and I can't remember what term it was, because like I said, I didn't know this was coming up, but maybe the first term didn't. The Republicans control the House and the Senate, I think. I'm not sure. Y'all can look it up. I'm not going to look it up. And Mitch McConnell was over the Senate. So from my understanding, Obama had a whole shitload of stuff to get passed. But Mitch McConnell was like, that shit ain't going nowhere. It's going to sit right here on the desk. So, and I say that and go on and say, right now, Trump and the Republicans controlling the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and a whole bunch of other things like that. They've written, I don't know how many executive orders, when I guess they don't want to try to run it into law because the way the control work in the House and Senate, they don't feel they can get it. So they just go on and write, what did I just say? Shit. Y'all know what I'm saying. Executive order for it. And don't have to worry about it getting passed or anything like that. So I said a whole lot because I'm kind of studying and reading these comments, but I just wanted to get that out right there about Obama with him. And I don't know the year and what term, but I know Mitch McConnell wasn't letting a lot of that shit go. So we're going to go to Tony, and then we'll hit PM up. If you don't check it out, Tony.
Yeah, go ahead, PM.
If you don't, if you don't have nothing or whatever, because I know how you stand and how you do whatever. So if you want one of the other guys to go ahead, that's cool. I ain't tripping. They may have a question for you, something like that. It's kind I think, because when you said when we had Mike on, I think you told me I needed to get somebody that can go on and stand on it because he wasn't
Yeah, because he was just
answering.
like babbling. He
But
wasn't talking about nothing, and,
but
but you
I'm
know,
babbling.
hold no,
Everything
not
I
you,
said,
Rico,
you can go
Rico,
on the
Rico,
immigration
Rico,
website
Rico,
and read.
Rico. He not talking
Okay,
about
my
you.
bad.
We talking about Mike. But before you say that though, Tony, I'm gonna say this though. Mike, we talking about Mike, the guy that I had on last time, the MAGA supporter,
Oh,
white guy that didn't say much, whatever. But Mike has a whole lot to say. I know because he's married to my cousin, so he has a lot to say. But Mike thought I put him in the center of the screen. I didn't do that. The system did that. I come to the first question to ask Mike, and Mike, well, why I got to go first? But my point is, Mike has a lot to say. Why he didn't say it then, I don't know. He already didn't say it. He has black family members and stuff, so he should be comfortable. He's married to a black woman, my cousin. So I'm just talking about when you say he didn't have, seemed like he wasn't saying a lot. Mike has a shitload to say. He was at my birthday dinner the other day, but I didn't bring up about the podcast and didn't bring him on or anything like that. So he has a lot to say. Why he didn't say it, I don't know. But he has a lot to say. So trust me when I say that. He definitely does. But let me go and go to PM, see what PM got.
I got a question for Tony. So you said, and I don't know the numbers, but Rico did look him up. If he had the statistical numbers, then I can go with that one.
yeah, we need to Google if those the numbers though. We got to re-Google that.
go ahead, Google it.
Okay, you can check them, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but I mean, in their free time, they'll do it, and then they'll be
No,
able to
you
look at you
should.
and
I
talk to
want
you.
you to read it because you said
Hold
it
up,
was.
y'all.
Say,
PM is
homie,
almost to his
say,
question.
You
homie,
said it
calm
wasn't
down,
true.
man. Like, say, so one thing we're gonna do is keep it respectful. I don't know your
Man,
guest, and
don't
I
do
know he's a
that.
little
Don't do
older.
that.
All
You
that
just talked
big
crazy
talking
to
Hey,
and
me
Rico.
barking.
earlier, huh? You
Like,
taking it
just
personal.
calm
Rico,
down, homie. Just
Rico,
calm
You taking
down.
you
it.
gotta,
You
y'all
taking it
listen.
personal. I'm
If
not.
we going back and forth like that, the
My
guest
bad.
and
I'm just telling
everybody
him to
can't hear
calm
what's
down because
going
he's
on.
yelling at me like I'm a child.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I get
So
passionate about my
calm it,
people.
calm it
Passion.
down.
You can be passionate about
Hey,
lying. You can lie and be passionate. Passionate don't mean
so
nothing. You know what I'm saying?
okay. So let's do this, y'all. Like I said, we're gonna be respectful about it. Let's go on and
Thank
get
you.
PM on
So,
there,
yeah, thank you.
and we have the comments and see what PM got to say. And we'll go from there. Go ahead, PM.
so with the deportation of immigrants and all that, whatever. With that number, like you said, I wouldn't know. Rico is very knowledgeable on things because he's taught me a lot of different things also. Um, but the question I had to ask: do you not see the difference between if Obama did it versus the ways Trump is doing it? You're seeing more violence in the street. We've had over X amount of people shot. You know what I mean? That was unarmed protesting, shot in the face with mace and all this stuff.
So
I think
you
there's
asked
a
me,
way
do I see a
about
problem in a difference?
yeah, because there's a difference. You never seen this uproar. And when Obama did it, it was done. You
Nah,
didn't you
see
didn't
that.
see when Trump did it, or he's doing it. We've lost lives, public shootings. They're denying people that they had a right to the Second Amendment, First Amendment, and all these different things. Me personally, it goes back to what I said earlier. He's importing all those races that's coming in from the people that follow the Turner Diaries and things of that nature, right? And those same Boogaloo boys, the 2%er, 3%ers, all these racist boys are now becoming ICE agents. And now we're seeing people murdered on the street. So do you not see a problem with that in
Yeah.
comparison to what if Obama did do more in those numbers, did you not see a problem in the way it was executed and taken, how it took place?
Okay, let me answer it and break it down a couple different ways. Do I see a problem in anybody in them dying? Yes, it's a problem in when people die. But the difference is, do you know how many people died under Obama during deportations?
Were they publicly murdered in the street? I don't know the number, but I know that I never
No,
seen
but
it.
that's what I'm saying. I'm going to get you. But okay, so let me put it like this: do you know it's deportations going on in every state every day? You know that, right?
Correct.
Okay, and the most. Do you know where the most deportations are happening at right now?
No, inform me.
Right here in Texas, where we at. And the
Okay.
difference is when you have a paid protest leftist group causing problems, because I got partners in Minnesota. They not protesting. They said, man, it's a bunch of white liberals up here doing all this, and half of them not even from Minnesota. That's just a reality. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? But me, I don't care about what's going on with Somali. Somali don't give a damn about now. Now one of us up here, not now Somali in this world give a damn about now or now one of us. So I'm not gonna sit here and gripe and fight over Somalis all day. That's just not. I'll fight for black people all day. And we talking about the two people that got shot for blocking off a road, and the other dude as a you from the streets, right?
Yep.
You okay? So let's just forget all the Democrat, Republican. Let's just talk logically. Even if you're going to protest, I would never protest in my life. I've been saying this for 20 years. I say I really put in work. People that do protest, everybody got a job at this fight, right? It's going to be some people that protest. It's going to be some people that build. It's going to be some people that fund it. Everybody got different jobs at this fight. Would you agree with that?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so protest is not one of mine. I never cared about protest. It's pointless to me. But for the people that do it, would you advise any black person that do want to go protest to walk around with a gun and engage with the law officer, just as a street guy? Not as well. You should be okay as a black street guy. I know every day, even with my gun, I can't operate like the white dudes with their guns can. I just know this from the streets. Now we can say it's not right, but we understand where we at. Is that right or wrong?
I think that's wrong because January 6 showed us a whole different path. We
No,
seen
it
all
didn't.
them.
That showed you more white people doing what white people do.
Oh, well, we seen them on the grounds of the Capitol with firearms. I seen the Boogaloo boys on there with the firearms. I seen the 3%ers. I seen them being treated different during the insurrection. So yes, you have a Second Amendment right to bear arms, and you have a right to protest. So if that doesn't, if it's not equal for all of us, then
But
the Constitution is thrown out, and then the whole thing is blown out. But I exercise my.
but you're a street guy, so I was asking you from a street guy perspective. Would it be smart? I know I gotta I got a license, right?
Right?
But I understand even with my license, I gotta operate a little different. As a street guy, do you know that or you don't acknowledge that?
I don't acknowledge that.
Okay,
You know
okay.
why?
Uh,
Simply
uh,
because I still have a right to bear arms,
I
and I
get that.
didn't see any of this rhetoric until they murdered Alex. That all of a sudden you can't carry your gun to a protest, but then you got the white boy that brought the AR-15 and smoked somebody and they backed him. He
But
also made a post yesterday saying, "I'm gonna carry my gun." So yeah, if I was a felon, nah, you ain't gonna catch me around the police carrying a gun. That'd be stupid. That's street smart. But as a legal firearm owner, carrier, yes, I'm gonna walk with my firearm because I ain't break no laws.
I didn't say you
So
don't. I walk with mine. I said, are you gonna understand that you gotta operate a little different? But you
I
say you don't.
understand.
Okay,
I
so hold on, because y'all done brought up these two white people named 3, 4, 5 times in this podcast.
Okay, hold up a second. Let me before you go there, Tony. We gonna PM. I'm gonna get you, but I gotta let him finish his point. But I keep hearing saying y'all, but I don't do. I need to put it where you can see everybody's name because I don't know if you're saying y'all meaning all of us or you saying y'all as
The
in.
people that's questioning me, like
Okay.
I'm just speaking in general. I'm not talking
Okay,
about
gotcha. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay,
I'm
go
speaking-
ahead, Tony. And PM, we're gonna come to you. Then I got to hit Rico. But go ahead, Tony. Sorry about that.
Out of these illegal immigrants that we fighting for, how many black women been raped and killed in the last 6 months by any illegal immigrant in America? Because y'all know about these two white people that died. I want to know if y'all know the numbers on black women that's been murdered and raped and killed by illegal immigrants.
I won't. I don't know. But will you tell me the number?
What's the number? I hadn't looked that up.
See, that's the problem. The number is irrelevant. The fact that you don't even know is a problem. But you telling me you talking to me about white people.
You see him deflecting because he never has numbers. Without the numbers, it's not a fact. So we supposed to just take you at your word.
I'm gonna just look. I'm gonna just say it like this. It's more than those couple people in Minnesota that's been killed by
You don't
ICE.
speak on something that you don't know about. I don't speak on things I don't know about.
Yeah, you have. I heard you speak on a couple things.
You keep saying stuff.
All right,
but
go ahead, Wizzo. Go ahead, Wizzo, because I ain't here for that. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's shooting bullshit.
We got to come back, but I got to ask you one thing though, Tony. Somebody said something in the comments. Did you say something about Texas was the one that was the most immigrants being deported or something?
The most immigrants that's been deported. Well, so far since the Trump, it's like 30. I know like 30% of the immigrants that's been deported come from Texas. Yeah.
Okay, because I see what he had said. That's a little bit misleading about the Texas deportation.
It's either true or false. It can't be what's misleading? It's either true or false.
I don't know. That's the comment that he put up.
Oh,
there.
okay.
So he would have
Okay.
to ask him. I got it on the screen.
Okay, I got you.
You know, he would have to look it up. But okay.
But my whole point was the that it's happening all over the country. It's only shootings and violence in one state. That was my point. That was my point. And it's because it's staged and set up. That's what I was getting at.
Okay, got you. Rico, let me go to you, but just let's not attack one another or anything like that. I know Tony holding his ground, you holding your ground, PM, we all holding our
Yeah, I mean,
ground.
I
Ain't nobody
respect everybody.
giving, but let's,
One thing
you
about it,
know,
you're not gonna change no Democrat or no Christian mind. So I ain't come here to change no minds. I just came here to have a different point of view.
and the thing about it is, this conversation that we having right now, it's not going to change nobody's mind.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
come up in here as a Dem, you come up here as a MAGA, you come up here as a Republican, you're going to leave the same way you come up here because the vote has already been casted. So, damn, I done lost PM. Let me get him back in here. But while that being said, Rico, like I said, we're not changing nobody's mind. PM, you back? Do I need to send you some bandwidth, PM? Let me see. I keep losing. There you
keep
go.
jumping off and on.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go to Rico. But Rico, like I say, let's just make sure we're not attacking one another.
Right.
Just keep it down. I know you're passionate about it, so
exactly. I'm just passionate. I'm not yelling at you. That's just my passion coming out. I'm all about respect. You're still a black man just like me. I'm going to respect you to the fullest, even though I disagree with you.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And even though, you see what I'm saying, I'm not trying. That's just, I talk loud naturally. So, but I'm going to go back to you. I'm going to ask you a question. You asked us, do we know how many people died from immigration under President Obama? My question is to you, and it's a yes or a no question. Do you know how many people died?
56.
That is correct. In 8 years, 56 people died under President Obama. Mm-hmm. When the first 2 years of Trump's administration during his deportation, 24 people died. And now I've been searching, and guess what? I can't find any more numbers because they erasing them. Anything about that. I can't find any more numbers, but I was able to find within his first 2 years in office, 24 people died. That's what? Shit, that's almost half. That's almost half. So you brought that up for no reason. It made no sense. It didn't benefit you at all. It actually proved that President Obama did well compared to what this idiot is doing. Me personally, I guess because I really and truly do love my people, and I understand the plight and all the things and I see what these people are capable of. But to me, brother, you clearly don't see what they are capable of because you're too caught up in oneself. And this is just my opinion. I don't know you. I don't know you. I'm just listening to you talk. You're not caring about your people, and you're not caring about people in general. Because the brown people, the yellow people, anyone with melanin in their skin, those are our people. All of us have one enemy, the enemy that oppresses all of us, and you're pumping into that. And when those same kids you say you love, when one of them get hurt by the cop or someone in your family get hurt by the cop and they unarmed, that nastiness is ugliness, it's going to touch you. And then you're going to find out, and I hate that for you, but karma is a bitch and it's coming. I hate that for you but you're not doing anything for anyone but yourself. I guarantee you I'm in that same tax bracket, if not higher than what you are. You should but be. I'd rather lose money than go against people that I know that's going to hurt my people. Money don't matter to me, but it clearly that's what's most important to you because that's what you keep bringing up. You keep saying what you do. You voting for policies that's only going to hurt our people. So all those other little things you do, that ain't shit. When you voted to have them murdered in the streets, incarcerated at a rapid rate unjustly. Black people are the most exonerated group of people in this country. White people are the most arrested, yet they rarely go to prison. Did you know that? Right. So yeah, I'm passionate about it. And I don't like people that look like you, that vote that way, that really don't love our people. That's why I'm talking the way that I do. Yeah, you're saying a lot, but you ain't saying nothing because you ain't dealing in facts. You're repeating things you heard on TV because if you read it for yourself, you would have numbers. When I put out information, I have numbers. I've read it on these databases of the government.
So let me say this right here, and then we're going to go to PM to all our viewers out there that's watching right now. Hey, I appreciate your support. If you're watching this on Facebook, make sure you click that link in the description and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate your support and hit that notification bell because I'll post according to my guest availability and a fixed schedule. And by all means, all of the people right now that I see posting comments that's going both ways, whether Republican, whether with Democrats. Hey, if you ever want to be on one of these sit-ins, by all means, just hit me up, because I'll always put it out for diehard MAGAs or Republicans or Democrats or whatever to come on, so we can just have this discussion. But at the end of the day, you still gonna vote for who you vote and your reason why you voted for them, or your reason why you voted for them. With that being said, let me go and come down here to PM, and then we're gonna see what's going on. PM, what's up?
So Tony, to answer your question, I think I did answer your question earlier. You said would it be crazy to come into a protest? And I did answer it in two ways, just to clarify.
Mhm.
If I was a felon, that'd be ignorant of me to go around the police and all those different natures with a firearm. You know that you're a street guy.
Yeah.
As a Second Amendment gun owner now without a felony, yes, I would go to that same protest because I have a right to. But you asked me how many women was raped by or killed by immigrants.
Raped and killed by illegal.
I didn't get that number looking them up, but I can say this.
I said black. I said black. It's been more women. I was specifically talking about black women.
And
My
you didn't
thing,
have
I
that
focus
number,
on black
right?
people. Yeah.
And you didn't have that number, correct? To say how many were raped by
Mhm.
immigrants and killed? You didn't have the
He didn't
number?
hear you, PM.
No, I didn't give you the number.
Okay.
No, I wanted y'all the number. Yeah, you missed the whole thing, because the whole point of that was like, it's just y'all don't know the number, but y'all keep talking about the white person that got killed for obstructing. I don't go to sleep thinking about a white person obstructing, because I got black people like he was saying. I know black people that's been killed for nothing. I got black people that's been locked up for nothing. So we talking all this stuff, but I've been living in my whole life, and I've been voting Democrat my whole life. So
Okay.
the way the questions are coming to me, like I've been voting Republican all my life, and now you know what I'm saying. But I've been voting Democrat all my life, and everything that y'all saying, the black people been dying, the stop and frisk, just anything imaginable, it's been happening. More black people was slaughtered up under Obama, and Obama signed a blue law to protect police. During his presidency, so many black people was slaughtered under the Obama.
This is a fun fact. This is what I did find out. According to 2018, the data, 51.6% of sexual abuse offenders were white.
Right? Yeah, everybody know that.
21.7 were black, and 12.9 were Hispanic. And in the words of my boy Seven would say, it seems like we got the roles reversed. It seems like the white people are more the problem than anything. So to answer that question, no, I
Exactly.
don't
White
know.
people are the problem. White people are
didn't.
definitely the problem. I'm
And
never
then
don't get it twisted. That's what I'm saying. Don't
Let's
ever
let
get
it.
it twisted.
those
We at war in different ways. It's
Let's
not
let him
just a
finish right
one.
quick, and so then we're gonna come to you, Tony. Let's let him finish, and then we're gonna.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Tony, those were the same ones that are voting Republican. Those are the same ones that are backing the MAGA. These are the same one that has racist intention. These are the same ones that are carrying on this ideology against killing blacks, Mexicans, and others. And if you are going against them, they want to hang them. So the number speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? And it's a crazy number. So whether it's black, white, whatever women, it seems like more of the white men are doing the killing, the raping, and everything, just like they do in the school shootings, the mass
Exactly.
shootings, and the murderers. The two people that did assassination attempts on Trump were what? White.
What?
All right.
Black people don't do that.
You just proved my point. We don't
Yeah.
have time for that. Just like you said, you don't have time for certain things. So no, we're not waking up, like you said, with white people on our mind, but we're waking up watching the televisions that's showing us what the white people are doing. I press my case.
I haven't watched
Okay.
television in 4 years, so no, I don't watch television at all.
That's probably the disconnect, man. You might want to pick
No,
up.
the disconnect. No, the disconnect is I got unprogrammed. I've watched it all my life. Like people can tell you, I used to watch CNN all day long watching Democrats. I voted for John Kerry. I voted for who my first person I voted for was Al Gore. Then John Kerry. Then I forgot who ran against Bush the second time. It was John Kerry. Then Obama twice. Then Hillary. Then Biden. My whole life. So
Your television was your influence, is what you're saying.
no, I'm saying I was programmed to keep doing it. That's what I said this at the beginning of this show. Everything that's going to be said to me, I already know. Like I could damn near say it as y'all saying it to me. I'm already saying it. Because I was on that side. That's what you got to realize. I did that from 18 to 42. There's nothing that can be said on the Democratic side on how bad these people are, how racist these people are. Just every boogeyman story in the world. I said it. I used to tell people when I had people registering. Everything that you can say to me, I told people. They coming to get us. It's this and that. I said it all. That's why I start laughing when I hear it, because I'm like, damn, this is what I used to say. I get it. I definitely get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand it to the fullest.
Okay. All right.
I say this is what I say. I totally understand where he's coming from what he's saying. He voted, he done heard it all and all that. He done said the same thing. I totally understand that. And I know all about the history of the Democratic Party. I know they was the ones who were against the civil rights, and the Republicans are the ones that actually passed the Civil Rights Act and all of that. I know all of it, but brother, trust me, I read. But see, here's the thing. Now, with the Democrats now, and the liberal Democrat, they probably more racist than some of the other ones. I do know that. Yes. But those Democrats not making policies and laws that's going to hurt my people. They're not coming up with these laws that's going to hurt my people. You say all people are the problem. It's racist white people.
That's the main problem. That's the main problem, for sure.
And you're right. That is the main problem. And there's some in the Democratic Party, but who's openly showing it and writing laws? Which party is doing that? That's going to hurt my people and want to bring us back to slavery. They want to go back to segregation. And I want to be segregated, but there's a lot of our people who don't. Which party wants to do everything they possibly can to oppress our people so that we don't have anything? Not just some black people, all black people. They don't want us to have anything. And the people you keep voting for, if they get their way, all that's going to be taken away. You can laugh and smile about it and don't believe it, but these are facts. They will never do anything that will benefit, let alone us, that will benefit any person that's poor, because they don't care. They only care about the rich, not anyone else. Okay. But I want him to ask me a question.
Well, I don't know if he have a question for you.
What Democrat policy should I be voting for? Because I vote Democrat tomorrow. You show me a policy. Tell me one policy that they got on the books that I should be voting for.
Now, you know, it ain't no voting tomorrour there.
I'm talking about. I can say. No, he get what I'm saying. Just in general. Just in general. Because the thing about me is I vote Democrats. I vote Democrat tomorrow if the policies look right. That's the thing about me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hold up, Rico. I'm gonna let you come, Tony. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you on that. You know, I'm just, it's Jerry. I'm just fucking with you. You got hype. I'm just fucking with you on that.
No.
Okay, Rico, what you said?
Okay, well, first of all, right now the Republicans control the House and the Senate and the White House and the Supreme Court. So if you knew that, you shouldn't be asking me that question, because there's no policy for them. Democrats don't get a chance to vote on their policy because the Republicans have the majority in both houses. No policy they would try to pass would ever pass. And you see that face he made? He thought I was.
Yes, because you're not answering my question. Maybe Wizzo, you should have left it. You should have cut it off, because my question was, what policy should I vote for? Not damn the House. I'm just telling you what do they got on the agenda that I should be excited as a black man for?
They haven't put out any policies. Hold on. Can I finish my question? Can I finish my question? Right. I mean, finish answering your question, right? But what I can do is talk about a little bit about President Biden, some of his policies, and one thing that President Obama done that's making them nuts. President Biden done he created the Infrastructure Act that helps the roads and all over the country in rural areas. He imposed the act for the PACT Act for the military. He done the PACT Act for the military. And here's I know more, but it's getting beside me. I'm forgetting right now. But I'm gonna tell you about this one that they all hate, and it benefited everyone. The Affordable Care Act. Yeah. It benefited everyone. And they want to tear it down because it was in a black man's name. A person that looked like you. And the Republicans are putting in policies, and they doing all this to raise the prices on it so it can go away. And I've viewed their new idea of a healthcare plan, and it's basically the Affordable Care Act with Trump name on it, because they don't have an idea for it. They just don't want his name on it. So no, the Democrats can't pass any policies right now. They can try. They bring amendments, just like they just done an amendment the other day. This, like I said earlier, about the rep from the female rep, she created an amendment to stop them from deporting American citizens. Right. The Republicans took it out and it passed the House.
Okay, so check this out. So right now the comments is going crazy because they're posting a lot of things that the Democrats and policies and things that they tried to implement and stuff like that. So,
Oh no, see, y'all missing about because they talking about clean energy.
well,
I've been a Democrat my whole life. I asked him what policy should I be voting for as a black man. I
yeah,
know
they,
that. I know that we for it all.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me tell you the difference.
I know. I have
No,
one
hold on,
policy.
hold on, hold on,
Rico,
hold
let
on,
him
hold
finish.
on, hold
Let him
on.
finish. Let him finish. Democrats policies and things.
Trump is the first person I ever voted for that told me on a stump that I'm gonna do this, this, and this if you vote for me. And I can check off 10 things that I wanted him to do, and he's already done or worked on it. You like it or not. So as a Democrat, I voted all my life. Do this. John Kerry, do this. Al Gore, do this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do all that. It's just talk. They ain't did nothing. So as a black man, not as a gay person, not as an immigrant, not as a white woman, as a black man, one thing that the Democrats are talking about doing, forget trying to pass. One thing that they're talking about that'll be like, you know what? As a black man, I'm gonna rock with this.
Okay.
Right.
I
Hold
got
up,
one
Rico.
particular for
Rico,
him.
let me say this right quick.
Okay.
And I think that Trump is getting a lot of this done because of the control that he has right now in the House and the Senate. So he's getting a lot of stuff done. But I'm not sure. I
And,
hadn't
and part
followed
no
that.
part of it is just will. Because
Right.
the thing that a lot of people don't like that he just don't care. He's a racist. He just do whatever he wants to do. That's part of the gut that the Democrats lost me on because I seen them get punked so many times of me voting Democrat. I seen Republicans check them and fight for crazy stuff. I'm like, damn, these people they fighting for white supremacists, and y'all got all these black people and this and that, and y'all fight for an immigrant or y'all fight for this person. So y'all skipping over y'all base, giving something to everybody, and these people, I might as well vote for that person or not vote at all. That's why a lot of foundational Black Americans either didn't vote or not vote. And I'm here to tell y'all that group has grew.
Right.
Like it's more people that's gonna vote Republican or not vote at all. So like I'm just here to tell y'all it's a new day. Democrats won't win a presidency probably for the next 2-3 elections unless they come with a policy.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
So once again, as a
Hold on.
black person, as a black man, tell me one thing.
That is
Tell me just one
okay.
thing.
Can I
One
answer
thing
that
I
now?
should be
Hold
excited
up.
about.
Yeah. He gonna. Okay. So this, y'all check this out. Here's what we're gonna do. So Rico, if you go ahead and say, whatever you're gonna say right here, I have to go to PM after this. So
Okay.
I don't want to go. You say something, then Tony come back. So
Yeah, for
Tony,
sure.
if he asks you a question or whatever, if you would just put
No,
a pin
yeah,
in
I
and
prefer,
hold it,
yeah.
because I gotta go to PM too. So
I got you.
Rico, go ahead.
Okay. Here's main one. It has to do with what you said earlier. The Democrats have been submitting legislation that would rein in Trump, not just his tactics, what's going on with ICE, but the things he's doing in foreign policy and around the world. But in particular, I want to say rein in ICE to stop them from being able to kill, because Trump and them say that they have immunity from ever being prosecuted. They've been submitting that, but it'll never be passed. So it's really not talked about a lot. But see, we found out earlier that you was okay with what ICE is doing to people in this country. So that's one right there. What do you have to say about that?
Okay.
Go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
I won't. No, let him answer, because
okay.
you see that his tongue swallowed.
No, I think he can
That's what
answer
he
the
did.
question.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
That's what he did.
it really don't even deserve an answer because he didn't answer my question. That's the whole thing.
Lord
I
Jesus.
asked him
Yes,
as
I
a black.
did.
So hold on,
It's
let
I'm
me.
good with
Hold up, hold up.
that's what them Trumpers do.
Hold up,
They
hold
just
up. So
that's what
let
them
him go
Trumpers do.
ahead. Okay,
That's what
Tony,
them
what were you
Trumpers
gonna
do.
say? Or
I
I
didn't
go to
answer his
PM. What are you
question.
gonna say,
No,
Tony?
no, I'm gonna ask the homie. Did you catch what I was saying, or you? I'm gonna ask you as a black man. Tell me a policy that should get me excited. He said ICE. I don't think about ICE. ICE ain't coming after me. So I'm not worried about no ICE. So I'm talking about as a black man, can you come up with one policy that I should be excited for as a black man that makes me think, you know what? Let me go back to my old party.
Mhm. You asking me that
Hold up.
question?
No,
Not
I'm asking
PM. Let me ask
PM. I'm
him.
asking
PM.
PM.
Okay,
Wizzo,
he asked the
this won't
PM.
be a long answer.
Yeah, I'm asking PM.
This will not be a
I'll pass
long
my
answer.
time to Rico. Go ahead, Rico.
This will not be a long answer. If, and you keep saying as a black man, if them submitting legislation to stop them from doing the killing and kidnapping people, and the taxes that they are using is not something that you believe will affect you or help you and the people around you that you claim to love, if that's not something, That says a lot about you. What it is you're unable to admit when you're wrong. That's what you do. And you Trumpers, you come up with things and you just make up other things. I answered your question. You changed the question. You added to it. You added to the question. That's what it's okay to be wrong. You have to be accountable. You're not always going to be right, young man. That's what you need to understand, because you have no accountability for oneself. You hear what you say, but you don't believe what other people say. You don't have any facts, but all you have is what you hear. You don't read. You're spitting and saying things you see on social media or the news somewhere. You're not spitting anything fact. I gave you a reply to your question. You've done this on numerous occasions. I don't even want to ask him any more questions, because it doesn't matter what you say to those Trumpers, because they will never admit when they're wrong. And I'm gonna pray for you and your family around you, because it may not.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, sir.
From them racists that you okay with ICE doing all of this.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Let's do this right here.
Pray for my soul, sir.
I don't have no more questions for him.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
He loved himself.
Okay, let's do this, y'all. Hold up. We don't. Okay, we're not going back and forth between one another like this right here. I know we got the passion, whatever. Jason already sent you that link, so you go and check it on out. PM, because y'all, I'm a little distracted because I'm reading the comments and stuff like that too. And I had a question, but somebody had something, I forgot what it was. But PM, what you got?
The big piggyback off what Rico was saying, I did see Mitch McConnell deny a lot of stuff that Obama was doing.
He did.
Hold on, Rico.
Agent Orange tried to change the act for the Healthcare Act because it was Obama, you know what I mean? And he wanted to take Obama off of it for 10 years. He still hasn't came up with anything. He just said it's going to be great, you know what I mean? So to say that in this condition that we're in right now, that there'll never be a Democratic president, I strongly think that's
I said the next couple elections.
Next couple of elections that
that's my opinion. Everybody giving opinions, right? Like we just heard all his opinions. It don't matter about facts right now. It's just opinions.
All right. So my opinion is the way that I'm seeing the people that voted for Trump saying that this is ridiculous and that they want to see a change. I don't think that he's going to be, or any Republicans is going to be in that office as president in the next couple of years. That's my opinion. Like you had you.
And I'm gonna say, oh, go ahead, Tony. I saw you take a breath. What's up?
But this is the problem with the Democratic Party, right? I mean, I respect passion. I respect like projections, like all that stuff. That don't bother me. I really do this, right? So I ain't worried about none of that. But my problem is, I asked, what, as a black man, and you can go to the Black Lives Matter website. I had to break that out on people years ago. You can go to the Democratic website. You can go to the NAACP website. You can go to all these black institutions, and they all speak just like my partner up there, because they don't care about black people. I asked, as a black man, one policy, and we talked about ICE and immigrants and something else. Like it's no care for black people. It is crazy that black people won't get mad at other black people for not wanting to jump out the window for other races that none of them races care about us. Not the white woman that got shot, not the Somalis that we fighting for, not any illegals that's here. None of the people that this passion is for gives a damn about any one of us. So where's the passion for the black people that's dying and slaughtering, that's been getting killed and dying and slaughtered? This ain't new. Like, I mean, breaking news, black people have been getting slaughtered for a long time in this country. Am I the only one to know this? Right. So this is not breaking news like this. And I gotta tell everybody, I respect it more if people can say, yeah, Obama, a lot of black people got slaughtered over Obama, and this why this and this. But to act like Trump is the most racist person ever is crazy, because we had actual slave owners that was a president. You know what I'm saying? And out of all, and I posted this a week ago, out of all the presidents, it's only one president that don't have bloodline that go back to slavery, and that's Trump, because he came straight from Europe. Obama ancestors come from slavery. Kamala's ancestors had some slavery in it. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I fight for my people, and it's no policies and once again, Republicans don't got no policy specifically for black people, but this is what I mean about strategic. If either side is not going to give us nothing, right? This is how, let me just tell you how I looked at it. It's not about agreements or nothing. This is how I looked at the last election. Both sides are saying fuck us. The side that we get 90+%, just pissing on us, shitting on us. The other side, they not supposed to do nothing because as a business owner, if you give 95% of your money to another company, I'm not worried about customer service to you because you're not spending no money with me anyway. So that's logically that Republicans won't have any platform for us, right? But strategically, what's better for my people? Strategically, when you talk about deportations and all that, I mean, we can have a show just on deportations and I can break it down how it benefits black people. I can tell you that the all the factories that's coming back to America, no one's talked about that. That's benefiting black people. I had a conversation with a black lady a couple of weeks ago. And what I told her what hurt my heart because I have a lot of kids under me. What hurt my heart is most black people don't die from the YNs like everybody want to put on. Most black people don't die from gun violence. Most black people die from what our mamas and our grandmas and our aunties and our daddies feed us, right? So we got to understand that this is a huge problem and we got different fights at one time. So yeah, immigration is a problem. The white man is a problem. Shit, a lot of Latinos is a problem. The food is a problem. Us not having a lot of this stuff. That's why I got my own garden. That's why I got my own chickens and my bees. That's why I have a transportation company. That's why I have a thrift store. That's why I have a food service company. That's why I have my own barbecue sauce. I got a book on Amazon right now because I understand that this is a war at many fights and just doing it with one singular thing is not going to win. My question to all the black men up here, either you have voted Democrat all your life or you side with the Democrats, right? When are we going to sit back and say, or either demand or say it's time to cut off the Democrats because they ain't doing nothing for us? We 60, 70 years into this thing. Does it ever get to the point where we say, and I asked my grandma this at 84, because she can't name too many things that the Democrats do for us, but she gonna die voting Democrats. So as black men, when do we get to the point where we say, we got to try something? Even if I don't like it, we got to try something different. We can't just keep going with the same old okie doke.
Okay, so let me come back to that. Y'all hold on to that question right there. You know, when can we stop going for the same old okie doke or whatever? But when you was talking about that white guy that got killed and so forth and so on, some of them, I don't give a fuck about them. You know, I mean,
That's my
I'm
point.
saying that because I'm just saying it in my way because there's so many black people that has been died, been shot through number of presidencies and different things like that or whatever. Now, can the president control what the local cops are doing? I don't fucking think so. And what I thought was, I didn't think at one time that I thought it was always the white cops until I saw all those black cops beat that one other black guy, whatever, or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's my thing on that. Now, on as far as the immigration goes and stuff like that, I see a lot of those Hispanics and all those guys out there. They buying big ass trucks. They buying big ass this. They not bothering me. I don't know the number of them raping and doing whatever. Who's 45? He's say going to go after of. And if there was a number, I think you were saying that number still really even doesn't matter to you or whatever, or to some of us. I don't know. But to me, I don't give a fuck about them. They hadn't affected my work or job or things that I do in any way, shape, or form. I do agree with you on talking about some of the food issues that's going on. There's a lot of chemicals in the food. There's a lot of shit in the food that's not good for us. I don't know. I know Rico deal with numbers a lot. I like some numbers. I don't know the numbers as to far as if that's what's killing us the most or whatever,
Oh yeah.
or as misdiagnosed from some of the white doctors that's going up in there not treating us the same way or whatever. I mean, it's a list that goes on and on about different things, but I want to address that about the guy that's getting killed, because when Charlie Kirk got killed, I mean, it was like a whole shitload about Charlie and whatever, and I don't give a damn about Charlie. Charlie can go eat a dick as far as I care, because I do not care about Charlie at all. But that being said, y'all excuse me just for a second. I'm trying to get Jason right here. Shit, Jason, hold up a second. Y'all hold up, and then we got to come to that question. Okay, there we go. We got you, Jason.
Got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you there. The mic check. Can y'all hear Jason?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. Now, y'all know, don't nobody be like Mike was saying, I don't have no control on who's where on the screen.
I could care less.
If you log off and come back on, your ass will be somewhere else. with that being said, Tony, let me just ask you, and then we're going to go to Jason
Oh,
Rico, I got you, but I
okay.
want to give Jason a chance to reply. That question, I started writing it down, but it was something about what has the DIM done for us. If you would repeat that so we can answer that question.
Shit, we didn't talked about so much. What did I?
It was something about you were saying something. What or when have the DIMs done something for us, or when can we say
Oh
that's
yeah, I was saying after all these years of voting Democrat and our people are still at the bottom, when does it, especially as black men, because I put this on the onus of black men. Women are more emotional, and a lot of them just gonna stick with the party until the men lead in a different way. So I'm not even talking about going Republican. I'm just talking about where you just start a new party, start something. When do it get to a point where we say this one party that we're giving out everything to is undermining us, messing us over, and not bringing nothing to the table for us, but giving everybody else. When do we come to a consensus that, you know what, let's try something different?
I wanted to answer that. Or
okay?
you want to let Jason
Go
answer?
ahead. Go ahead, Rico.
I agree. Totally agree with that. I know that the only way these things can change is either if the young people start running for positions in Congress, or there becomes a new party, because both sides are corrupted, and they're all corrupted by Israel. They're all corrupt. Israel controls our country. So, and if another party tried to, I believe that they would just kill them. Actually, and another thing with Puffy being in prison, right before he was arrested, he said he was going to start a new political party. I don't know if people know that. You can go back and look it up.
Yeah,
He
I remember
said
that.
he was going to start a new political party, and he had the money to do it.
I
I'm
think he
not
called
saying
it the
that's the
Black
reason
Party,
he was
didn't he?
arrested, but because he sued them rich liquor company, I'm sure it was a lot of reasons they put him in prison, to put him in place and let him know stuff. But I agree with that. There should be a new party. While I'm speaking, can I answer another one of his questions, or you want
Yeah.
to let somebody else answer?
Well, go ahead and answer. Then I'm gonna go. I need to go to Jason so I can see what Jason got. So go ahead, Rico.
I wanted. He was talking about President Obama earlier. When President Obama was the president, he only had 2 years where he had control of the House and the Senate. 2 years. Every year after that, the Republicans controlled the House and the Senate. So, well, all they needed to control was one of them. So he couldn't get any policies passed because they kept voting them down. He only had 2 years to get anything done. And the only reason the Affordable Care Act passed was because of, I think it was 1 or 2 Republicans they convinced to do it. So Mitch McConnell done everything he could to stop President Obama because they didn't want any of his legacy inputted anywhere. I'm not input, but embedded anywhere in American history. That's why they want to get rid of the Affordable Care Act.
All right, now you yield back your time. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Jason, let's get you in here, and then we're gonna swing around the room and see what's up. Go ahead.
What's going on to everybody on the panel, man? Y'all know me. I try to sit there and mind my own business and yell at the TV. Because I get an open invite so often, then I had to come on because there was some things that I felt like were being left out in great conversation. You know me, I'm never here to attack any one person, but I'm always here to attack fallacy, right? I want to go back because I made the comment when it was being. See what I'm saying? I made the comment when it was being spoken about. When it was being talked about how Texas is leading the way in deportations. That's misleading for a lot of reasons, and the biggest reason that that's misleading is because Texas being a border state, and Texas being a state, one of the few that's working in conjunction with the Trump administration to allow the National Guard, ICE. For a long time, a lot of people don't realize this because I literally work in Mexico and on the border, that for probably the last 18 months, if not longer, up until about 6 months ago, we had Florida State Patrol working the border in Eagle Pass, in Laredo, all along the border in Texas. And all they did was deportation functions, number one. So the amount of deputized customs agents that are working on the Texas border is unmatched anywhere else in this country. Put a full stop behind it. Meaning they didn't even have enough ICE and Border Patrol agents to do the deportations that they were doing in Texas. And so that's one factor. The second factor that reason that the numbers are so high in Texas is because they consider a self-deportation a deportation by the ICE administration. So when you have people that have traveled up from Guatemala and these other places, and they get the Eagle Pass, or they get to Laredo, they get to the border in Texas, and they walk up to a National Guardsman, or they walk up to a state trooper who is also down there, or Florida State, or they even had some correctional guys down there, like, and says, hey, I'm tired. I've been traveling for 2 months on foot, and I'm ready to go home. Okay, they count those numbers as active deportations of criminals where their only crime is the fact that they crossed that river. Okay, so that's always going to be a bullshit number. The other problem that I have with that is, or on that same topic, I should say, is the fact that the immigrants that travel to any country, consider, I mean, even if it was one of us going to a different country, we go in there because we are failing here, right? If life was grand for us here, then we wouldn't choose to unass it and go to another country, right? So you don't have, for them to say, oh, these people don't have job skills, I agree with that. That doesn't mean that they're criminals. You see what I'm saying? Because if they were knocking it down in Mexico, Guatemala, Central America, wherever they're coming from, then they wouldn't want to leave, because I don't know how often, I'm assuming that everybody on the panel travels fairly often. I don't know how often you travel to Latin American countries. Listen, it's beautiful once you get about 100 miles south of the border. It's literally beautiful, beautiful countries. It's excellent cities. It's safe. Nobody bothers you. If you're not trying to get involved in any crime, we ain't going to be able to read about you being kidnapped or nothing like that crazy happening to you. Just like in America, if you know, a couple of guys say they used to be a former street dude, right? If nobody was in your arena, you wasn't going to bother them. That's just part of the code. It's no different in these other countries. So when you have people that come over here, like Wiz said, and they buying trucks and going to work every day and they're not bothering you, that's all they're doing. So to call them criminals and to treat them and their children and their spouses as anything other than human is absolutely the definition of the word inhumane, right? I happen to live in San Antonio. I work, like I say, down on the border back and forth. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing this stuff firsthand. And it's not what is on the news. It's not what's happening. Never mind the fact that they don't show you on the news the other cities where this is still taking place. I just got a video today from 25th Street and Avenue H in Temple. You see what I'm saying? They everywhere. It's just not being advertised the way that it is in Minnesota. They present Minnesota as a problem, as a political strategic issue that they fire that they need to put out because they don't want Walls to run for president, right? So that's got nothing to do with this immigration stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's happening everywhere.
It's democratically controlled.
Absolutely, it's happening everywhere. So. No, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off before I move.
No, I didn't want to cut you off, but I don't want to jump in. But since like the questions are kind of like at me, I feel like I should be able to respond.
No. I'm just speaking in general because a lot of this wasn't said. Is what I was
Yeah. No, I don't have a problem. Hey, I love everything you said, but you kind of just making my point. Everything, all the statistics you was talking about Texas is my point on why Minnesota is set up and staged, because Texas is 10 times worse when it comes to immigrations and deportations and all that. You know what I'm saying? So if it's gonna be happening, it should be happening on the huge border state where it is the cartel and all. You get what I'm saying?
It
should be more about. It should you don't get if it's a bigger group of people getting deported in this state and it's a smaller group of people getting deported in that state, but all the violence in the shooting is in the small state. That don't seem odd to you?
So let me break it down a little bit more, because it sounds. I feel like you didn't get the message in what I was saying. I'm going to use a hypothetical example because I do that often, not because I think you lack intelligence, but because I think it's a lot easier for a lot of us to digest to include myself.
You gotta say, you got to worry about me when it comes to none of that.
I speak in hypotheticals. So if I put out the numbers, if I'm the one in charge of putting out the numbers, and I put out the numbers that my job is to apprehend criminals, and that right now 95% of the criminals that I'm apprehending are juveniles. And then that's what they put on the news, and that's what starts to be regurgitated by society because that's what's being told. And those numbers are fact-based numbers. I can show you that 95% of my apprehensions are juveniles, but I'm standing down at the middle school waiting at 3 o'clock when the bell rings, and that's who I'm grabbing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
So of course my
over policing.
95%.
That's what happens in the black community, over policemen.
So of course my 95% number is true, but where am I putting my action? And what I'm telling you is that these numbers that are coming out of Texas are the equivalent of me standing at the door waiting on the 3 o'clock bell for these kids, and then say 95% of my apprehensions are kids.
Okay, but okay, let me break it down to you because I think you're missing me.
Okay.
Okay, this just say it's 1 million people getting deported. No matter how you say it, however it's happening, you say
Right.
it's a border patrol on every corner ready to snatch up this 1 million people.
Right. Uh-oh.
Damn. Hold up a second, y'all. He's still right there. Let me go get him back. Hold up. Okay. There you go,
He
Tony.
got you back.
We
Yeah.
heard 1 million people, but go ahead.
So what I'm just saying, I'm strictly talking logic numbers. I get everything you was talking about the over policing. That's been happening in black communities forever. I've been saying that's why so many kids get caught up because you sitting on the corner waiting on them. In the white community, they messing up too, but you're not sitting on the corner waiting on them. So I definitely understand that part. I've been screaming that for over a decade now. How that
Right.
works. But I'm talking about because when I brought that up, I was strictly speaking on the violence that they're talking about is happening in Minnesota. So I was saying if it's a smaller group of people that's rioting, blocking off streets with trash cans, blocking off all this type of stuff, and it's only I'm just making up numbers. Just say it's 10,000 people that's getting deported out of Minnesota, right? And you got all this ruckus, but over here it's 1 million. And you made my point because you said why? Because they have the state and the local officials working with them. In Minnesota, you got the state and the local officials going at them, telling them to really basically do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like put your life on the line. He got checked the other day for calling that woman Anne Frank, and then the Jewish people said, "No, you can't disrespect us like that." And that's what I'm telling about black people. When you say the immigrants ice snatching them is like slave patrol, that's disrespecting our ancestors. I get feeling bad for them. I get that, but putting an immigrant in the same boat as a slave that was trying to run away from capture is two different things.
And I'm assuming that you're referring to somebody on the panel that said that. I've not said that. I've never said that, and I would not say that. I will, however, absolutely go on record as saying that that is absolutely what ICE is doing, what Border Patrol is doing right now, and what is going on that's publicized in Minnesota, but is going on in this entire country is 100% exactly what the SS forces were doing during World War II. They are politically motivated, militarized force that have been given immunity, that have been given the capacity to cover their faces, that have been given freedoms that law enforcement that follows the Constitution of the United States of America is not afforded. They are politically driven. They're not held responsible. That's the exact same thing that Hitler and his regime did. It's not unlike that at all. It's the same. And the people that stood by during World War II and allowed it to happen are going to be the same type of people that stand by now that are going to be the ones whose grandparents are going to want to erect a monument to what happened this year, 50 years from now. Is we reliving this whole thing. A dictatorship is a dictatorship, and I don't care if it's a Republican or Democratic or whatever kind of dictatorship. It's a dictatorship, and that's what's happening. If I get a political force that's driven by how I feel that day, or depending on how I feel politically, that is going to be empowered to act upon and turn on the people, and I'm allowing them to cover their faces so that they can't be held responsible, I'm doing nothing any different than what the tan suits were doing during World War II. On that subject, I'll go back. We just talked about the two-party system. 100% the two-party system does not work. Most of us, and it sounds like from just me listening before I joined, that most of the people on the panel don't agree with the fact that there's a two-party system between Republicans and Democrats. That's not going to change because we have in this country what's called the illusion of freedom. We don't have freedom. I've spoken about it a million times before. We don't have freedom in this country to do the things that we think that we do. So there's the illusion that, think about this. I'll give you a better one. Think about the fact that if we all, the five of us, and anybody that's ever heard our voices that looks like us, every black person in the world, whether they've been disenfranchised to vote or not, right? If every last one of us, 100% of black and brown people get together and vote one direction, regardless of what that direction is, you have to understand that if every single vote is legally counted and nobody is disenfranchised from that vote, there is not enough of us to affect any kind of federal change, period. It's not enough of us. We represent 12 to 15% of this population. When you cut down the ones of us that are allowed or legally allowed to vote, you go down to a damn near 10%. And then when you go to the ones that will actually exercise that right to vote, you go to a little bit of 7. I'm saying let's stay at 15%. If we all stop arguing and vote one direction, there's no separation in us as a people. We do not have the votes, period, to affect any federal change, period. Because we have a two-party system. It's the illusion that we have a choice. We don't have a choice. The choices that we make have to go in conjunction, to touch on your first point, with Democrats who also want LGBTQ rights out of it. They have to go in conjunction, if you vote the other way, with a bunch of racist white people that want something different out of the country, like erasing Black history from schools and libraries and museums. We as Black people do not have the voice or the capacity, if we were given 100% in one direction vote, to change federal government at all, put a period behind it. We can affect change in our district. We can affect change in our various states. We can affect change in our counties, because there are enough of us, depending on, which is why gerrymandering is such a big deal. Whole separate argument, right? But that's the only reason people raise hell about gerrymandering, because federally, there's no lines, right? You vote how you vote. I'm saying if we all federally got together and said, this is 100% what we're going to do, we don't have the numbers. We're the minority. That's what that means. There's not enough of us to affect any change. And we were arguing earlier, or discussing earlier, about the different numbers between, the rapes and the murders and all of that. Those numbers, to Jason, are irrelevant, because white people are the majority. So of course they're going to lead every one of those categories: good, bad, ugly, the other one, food stamps, WIC, all this other stuff. They're going to lead in all of those. So that's an argument to keep a smokescreen on our face. So instead of talking about stuff that we can do that's going to affect the minor change that we need locally, that can branch out and that can sustain us as a people, then that's what we're going to argue about. We're going to argue about that. We're going to argue about the fact that I support the fact that LGBTQ want to get married, because I don't care, and you don't want it to happen. We're going to argue about that. None of that means a hill of beans. That don't mean shit. Nothing that's really going on.
Let me say this right quick. And PM, I got to come to you because I've been missing you up in the rotation, and you passed your time on a couple of people, so I need to get to you. But Tony, and not just Tony, but to the rest of the guys, we're approaching 2 hours. I don't know if anyone has a time schedule right now. I really don't. So this podcast has went totally different from what I had aligned, but at the same time, you never know what you're gonna get here on Whistle Talk. So
Right.
You can't go by the title. I let everybody here speak openly, freely. Again, not attacking one another. I know everybody in here can hold their own, and we don't want to be, fighting against one another or anything like that. So, but it's respectful, and but if one of you is getting ready to leave and you have to go, shoot me a message in the chat, and I'll know. Because I want you to get any type of closing comments that you might have in. We're not talking about the Super Bowl right now. I talk about almost everything, but I don't talk about no damn sports. So, anyway, so with that being said, I just want to say you guys got something, let me know. But PM, let me come up here to you while I check the message that you just sent me. Okay.
So my thing is, like I was saying in the beginning, man, like I don't have a problem with, I have MAGA clients. We sitting there, we talk all day. Respectfully have conversations going back and forth. We'll never, get at each other like that. The problem I have with the party is just the racism that's backed in it. It's shown, it's proven, it's supported and all that. So I could never really back him as a president, no matter what his policies is, right? Because he's shown to me, I've seen other videos and things of that nature that it's going to affect us in the long run. I still believe it's going to be divide and conquer. With this whole immigration thing going on, what they're going to do is take them out one by one, and then we're going to have an issue with them head on. That's just my belief.
What
But
next?
I believe everybody can
Exactly. We are.
vote and have their policy or vote for whoever they want. That's your given right? But at the end of the day, the percentage of people, and if, like you said, you haven't watched TV in like 4 years, I suggest that you do some type of investigation or watching of something, because you don't want to be left behind. You know what I mean? And you're going to need to team up with somebody. And like I said, you ain't going to be able to sit at the table with most of these Republicans and the people that you vote for. So, like again, I have a problem with the racist stuff because the history has proven to back that same political party. You know what I mean? I don't see the same right wing people going into it with the Dems. It just doesn't happen. But all the stuff that I see and the people that they're the 3%ers, the Boogaloo Boys, all the people that they're putting together, you know what I mean? They're gonna be going against us and they back that party. Like they said, they've gotten an email or something. They're covering their faces. They're doing all this stuff to come out here and horn people. So when you say you don't care about the white person that got shot, whoever the case may be, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
fine.
nothing to do with me.
I'm a person of humanity, you know what I mean? Because I have white people in my family that
I,
have had
I do.
kids with white women. I have brothers in my family, have my Hispanic cousins, you know what I mean? So
As
it's a
well as
human
I do.
thing. Okay, so it's a human thing. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I hear you say a lot about my people, my people, my people, my people. So if you do have that in your family, they should all be considered your people. And you should feel a
Black
little bit.
first. They know this though. I have conversations. My black come first before everything.
Well,
Because in
hold
like
on, hold
once again, any of
on,
those groups, we're not gonna come first in any of those groups.
I'll let
That's
you
my only
speak.
point.
Okay.
It's gonna be family first on mine.
Hey man,
Right?
I'm not knocking you. Whatever works for you, baby. But like telling me what works for me,
Hold on.
that's
I
not
just have
what.
to let you know
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
where I'm at. Whatever, you know,
Oh, I
whatever you
salute
do,
you. I salute you,
don't
bro.
make me take a dump. You feel me?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I salute you on everything.
I just feel, you know, something in my heart. I just met you tonight, Tony. So what I feel for you, I just don't want you to be left out when them people turn against you, man, and something happens. So if so, man, just take my information down. You can come over here. I got
Rico,
you.
what's up?
Hey, he said just then he gonna do what's best for him. You've been saying that all night. I just want to point that out. What we're basically saying, we're talking about not just our people, all people. That's what we're talking about. But I'm gonna let that's all. Now to get back to what we was talking about, I agree with some policies of Republicans and some of what Jason said. I agree with what they say about trans people. I don't think a trans woman should be in women athletics. It's not fair. It is not fair. It's not fair. I don't agree with the whole gay marriage thing. But I do agree with a tax policy because it gives me cuts. But here's the thing.
Oh,
He froze. I
Rico,
thought it was me.
no, Rico, we losing you.
Email that bandwidth right quick.
I'm gonna have to send some bandwidth.
I
Damn.
don't agree with them. Hey, I
He
stopped.
back.
I stopped when I saw it.
He
What was
back.
that thing you heard? Okay, I just said real quick. I don't know. I agree with their trans issues. I agree with all of this gay stuff. I agree with their policies. But what I am not going to do is I'm not going to judge those people and hold it against those people for being that way. Hell, one of my children are gay. One of my daughters are gay. I'm not gonna hold that against her. But just because I don't like it, don't mean I gotta hate those people or try to do things to hurt those people. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm like PM. It's the racism. It's the racism. The things how it is and what they openly show that hurts our people. That's what it is for me. And I'm not thinking about just me. I vote for who I think going to get the most for my people. No Democrat was ever going to cut SNAP. Guess what? Are going to cut health care and going to do all of that. They're not going to do all that. No Medicare and all of that. They're not going to do that. Guess what? The Republicans will. So that's where I draw my lines at when it affects us in a
I
negative
got
way.
you, Jason. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Okay, I got you, Jason. Go ahead.
Yeah. I wanted to also point out, and we can come back to it because again, we all have our opinions. But I wanted to say if it's not about racism, how do we account for the racist acts that are taking place? And I'm not talking about the objective racism. I'm talking about the subjective racism, meaning they are not removing Hispanic historical information from museums. They're removing Black historic information from museums. They're removing the achievements of Black people are being erased from books and from. You see what I'm saying? If we're going to talk about it in one direction or the other, and your direction happens to be that it's not overt racism, then you have to account for that. You have to stand for that. You have to give an opinion on that. I'm not saying your opinion is going to be right, but you have to give an opinion on that. And I'd love to hear it when I'm done. Right quick, let me say this other thing. When the discussion about Obama versus Trump or any of these other Democratic presidents, even that he didn't do as much, that's your opinion, and I allow you to have it. I'm not that person that's going to take that from you. However, I will point out how little any other president outside of Trump, to include Obama, has not utilized the executive order. He has overutilized the executive order, which says if the process for me to put a bill in is that I'm gonna write it up, I gotta get at least one of the guys on this panel to sign it and say that they agree with me. So I get a signature from Ricard, right? And then we submit it to Wiz, and then Wiz has to present it to you and PM and let y'all, all four of us, argue about it and talk about it and decide which way it's gonna go. That's the process. Or I could just say executive order, the four of y'all get to read this is what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? So it takes out and it handicaps the system. I'm not saying it handicaps any one people, any one side, because all presidents use it. So I'm not defending that he's using it. I'm defending the fact that that is to be utilized almost like a veto in the situations where you see your two parties come to an impasse, where we've attempted to do this, we've attempted to do that, and the parties can't agree, because what are all of them there for, supposedly, right? They're all there to represent us, right? And so the person that claims to represent me has to also claim to represent this person. So it's always going to be an argument. It's always going to be a process, which is why the process exists. But if we circumvent that process every single time by executive order and or veto, and then you did when they've shut down, the Supreme Court has shut down some of his executive orders, and he says, I'm gonna do it anyway, and then nobody does anything. You see what I'm saying? Then I mean, that's we gotta be able to account for that too, right? When we talk about these discussions, when we do a comparison between him and any other president in chief that we've had, commander in chief that we've had in the past. And the third thing was I don't know. I look at my notes, come back to you. But you can speak on, anybody can speak on whatever they got.
Anybody have anything going?
I wanted to know, are you married?
Who you talking to?
Oh, Tony. My bad.
Oh yeah, been with the same woman since I was 15.
And this is a woman that looks like you?
Huh?
This woman looks like you?
Yeah. What you mean? What you?
No, I asked that for a reason. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I asked that for a reason.
Same apartment complex and everything. 15 to 43.
Okay. Hey, look, I love black love, but I asked you that question for a reason, because these same Republicans you're talking about, do you know that black women since he took office in his first year, from calendar January to whenever he took to December or up until now, black women are fired from prominent positions, just dropped straight, just fired. All these government jobs that people losing and all that, now they're coming back hiring white men to do these jobs. They don't want women to even have the right to have a bank account. They don't want women to even have a right to vote. These people don't want. So I asked that question because that vote for them, that's going to hurt your wife, but that will give you more power over your wife, because you did say you run things over there. So
I hope every man do in their household. I hope. I mean, but it's a different day, so let me take that back. It is a different day.
I vote to empower women. I vote to empower women. That's what I do with my vote. They are tearing the education system down, because black women are the most educated demographic of people in this country. They are tearing it down because they don't want us to be educated anymore. And you said you had a business. Do you have a business degree?
I got multiple businesses.
Okay. Do you have a business degree?
Yeah, but I never made $1 off that degree. I went into debt for nothing. All the money I done made.
You said you had a business degree.
I got it.
And you own businesses, but you say you never made money off of your business degree. That don't make any sense.
That don't make sense.
You says you have a business degree and you own multiple businesses, but you've never made $1 off of that, made $1 off of that degree.
That don't make sense when you start your own business.
Does that make sense
Most
to any of the
degrees,
rest
most
of y'all?
degrees you give people in your resume. I never gave nobody a resume to. So
Do
maybe
that
we
make
missing each
sense
other.
to any of y'all? Whether
I,
it's
we,
through,
I think what
whether
he's
it's
saying.
through a company,
Hold on,
no,
hold
hold
whether
on.
it's
I
through a
mean, it's
company
not hard to
or not, you
understand.
make money.
Been self-employed, right?
It's what
Basically.
I'm saying. Whether you
That's all I'm saying. I told you off the top. I only had 2 jobs my whole life. I'm 43. I never worked for nobody. I always been outside the
you
system.
know
That's my
what you're
whole point.
Hold
me
up, hold
asking that
up, hold up,
question,
y'all. Hold up,
my
Rico.
bad.
Hold up, just a second for a second, please. Hold up for a second.
How that
Let
makes
me,
sense? Well,
let me.
I'm gonna give myself my resume. What I'm gonna
Yeah,
do?
I'm gonna come right back to you, Rico. But Jason
Jason,
was
tell him
fixing
what
to
I'm
say
saying.
something.
I
I'm gonna come
just
right back
want
to
to
you.
point out that the confusion is Brother Tony is saying that he's never utilized his degree in a form of showing his credentials to
Like
somebody
most
to
people
obtain a
do. Like most
job.
people do.
And
Yeah, yeah.
and and, and
That wasn't
Rico
my
is
question.
hold
Hold
on.
up.
And
Okay.
Rico is saying by the sheer fact that he has a business degree and he's a multiple business owner, that he uses it every day. He's using the knowledge that he obtained with that degree
Not
every day.
really.
That's what the
Yeah.
impasse
Okay.
is.
Well, let me re-answer that then. I learned some things. I learned a lot of terms. I met some people in business school, but like the way I run my food business, the way I run my thrift store, the way I run my farm and stuff. No, I have never used what I learned in Temple College in that degree.
Do you actually understand what you're arguing against? You're arguing against your own self, but this is because you don't want to be wrong, dog. You got to do
How's it being wrong
better.
for me to say I
You're
never used my
literally
business
arguing
degree? Like
against
you
your
just want to be
own
argumentative,
self.
man. I don't know if you used to arguing with men or what. I don't do that.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm just making
Because if I tell you I never
observations.
used my
And
business degree and you're trying to bend it way where I used it, like I don't know what's the misconception.
my
Like
question was this:
Let me,
have you said you've never used your business degree, which you have multiple businesses in.
but
You've never
the brother
used
was
it
telling
to
you
make
the
money.
misconnection.
That was your statement. You've never used it to make money. I didn't ask you if you applied for a job. I asked, have you ever used it to make money? If
Okay.
you didn't make money, you with your businesses and you still use your degree, you wouldn't have that house. That's my point. You're arguing against your own self, and he don't even understand that. Trump
let,
said
Trust
he
me.
like.
Like
Trump said
let me
he
ask you,
don't like.
a
He loves
question.
the uneducated.
Let me
hold up, Rico.
92% of
say
educated
see
people
here we go.
voted
Hold up.
for Harris.
This the problem with older dudes. So
No, it's
let me
not no
tell you,
old dude. I'm 50
We
years
gotta let him finish.
outside of the government check, what do you do outside of your government check?
dude. I'm not even gonna answer that because he's angry because I'm mad.
No, I'm asking a real. So y'all can
Everyone
ask me
in the
questions,
South.
but I can't ask
Listen,
questions.
okay, this is my this is my
You
question
asked me
for
how
you.
much money I make a year. I told
Hold
you.
on.
You asked me what bracket I was. I told you
You
I can ask you what you do outside of government
you
check.
you no, you can
I
ask me
missed
that. You
that.
can ask me that, and I'll answer it.
Because I
But
answered when you asked me
you're
about my
pointing that
finances, I
out.
answered it. How's
Right,
that
you're
out of
pointing
bounds?
that out to me. All the other three people agree with me, not you.
I don't,
on
man,
that
you
one.
got to
You see what
realize,
I'm
man,
saying?
the
Okay.
work
They
I
agree with
do, most
me.
people going to
You,
disagree with me. That's not worried about. I'm not worried.
you,
That's why I started to show
you,
off. I
dude,
really look at what you really
all
do.
you
Like
care about is what you
talk,
say.
all this
That's
talk,
it.
and like what you were saying at the bottom, brother. And I went to school with your brother, Dion,
Dion,
right?
yeah. That's my
Yeah,
little brother.
that's my partner. I went to school with him. That's how I know your face because
Yeah.
I remember back in the
Okay,
days.
that's what's
You know what
up.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like you said, all this back and forth, our opinions, it don't matter. That's why I started off the conversation at the beginning of the show was about what do you really do in real life? All these statistics, all this stuff you throwing off. All I keep saying is I really got a school. I mentor kids in real life. I got a farm in real life. I got a thrift store I run every day. I got a food business I run. That's all I'm saying. I really do this. So somebody that's sitting back just waiting on the government
You
check trying
do
to
it
preach
for
to me
Hold up,
is
you.
Rico.
weird.
You gotta let him
You
finish,
do it for
Rico.
you. That's my
Rico,
point. You
Rico,
That's
can't
what
you
I'm
be
have to
saying.
let
arguing
him
with.
finish.
You
You
do
gotta
it
Like
let
for
him finish.
you.
that's why I say
Rico,
I think he like arguing with men. I don't do this with
No,
men. You know what I'm
it's like
saying?
that. I'm like, oh, it's you,
uh,
Trump, or people.
let me
Y'all are
do this right here.
delusional.
Hold up.
He
Let me
don't
ask
want.
y'all this.
My bad, Wizzo. My bad,
We
Wizzo.
can't
A person, a
have that because
narcissist,
there's too
you
much
can never
going
win an
on.
argument with a narcissist.
Okay.
You
So
can't.
and we
You
don't want
can't.
to call nobody names or nothing like
Man,
that. So
yeah. I'm
This
not
is
worried. I'm not worried about all that, man, because
let's
you know that's
I'm not
feminine
calling him
energy.
a
So
name.
he
That's
telling on
correct.
himself with
But
that.
this
He
let's
is
telling
do
on
this.
himself.
Let me ask y'all this. It was someone said that about the immigrants here in Texas are like so many or some shit like that. I can't remember because I didn't write it down. This question just come to me. My question to you guys, and anybody can go first. I don't care who. Why we don't have the show of force like in Minnesota that's going on there here in Texas? since Texas has so many
It's a
immigrants
Republican
or something
state.
like that.
It's a Republican.
Okay, so let's
But
go with
he answered it
Jason.
earlier.
Jason,
Go
Jason
ahead.
answered it
I
earlier.
say absolutely. I don't know who was saying it, but absolutely, we are in a Republican state that is over policed as is. Put a period behind it. We have more people incarcerated here than the population of some states that are in the United States of America, and so we are more mentally conditioned to allow things like that to occur and just stand by and watch it and say that's not it has nothing to do with me, versus people in a liberal state like Minnesota who are like not going to let this stand. You see what I'm saying? So they're resisting a lot more. There's a lot more resistance in these blue states. And if you look back and you take a list of all of the places that the Trump administration has announced, or that announced 6 months ago that they were going to do this type of heavy enforcement, they were all not only chocolate cities, but they were all in blue states primarily. Yeah. So they didn't expect that type of resistance from what the average, not speaking bad or ill will on anybody else, but what the average Republican would say is these cupcake or soft Democrats. They didn't expect the resistance that they're getting. But then when you have people like Brother Peretti, who's willing to stand up and stand in between a firearm and an innocent woman, or you have this lady who's willing to attempt to drive away. I don't have to tell everybody on this panel what happened when you drive away from the police, right? Does it make it right? No. And that was not obstruction. You said that earlier, and that's something I will argue with you on because I'm very well versed in the law. That was not opinion? Obstruction. No. That's the court's opinion.
The court said he didn't do nothing wrong. So that court disagreed with.
I finished investigating that particular incident.
Okay, we'll talk about it afterwards.
I'm saying that judicial precedent has been set. And I'm telling you that from a man that used to wear a badge and a gun, that you don't get to stand in front of a car and start firing just because you didn't want to move. It's not going to hold up. Now, if it holds up, it's because we live in a whole different time now because they don't have any accountability. But I'm telling you by the letter of the law. I'm telling you what my legal degree tells me. I'm telling you what, my education has already taught me about this. I'm not saying an opinion. That's not my opinion. Because here's the thing. We can get into this if you want to, because I know on the last podcast,
I don't even care.
Early,
so I don't get into
it. Earlier on the podcast, somebody in the comments asked what was your thought or somebody's thought on George Floyd. I'm gonna make a lot of people mad if I tell the truth about that, because we have to. I'm only going off the law. I'm only going off what the black and white says, and I'm telling you right now, George Floyd. I'm sorry. What's his name down in Florida that killed the kid?
Oh,
George Zimmerman.
George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman is a piece of shit, and I wish him nothing but ill will and a horrible slow death, right? But what I'm saying is he did not break Florida's law. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When we start talking about the law, I'm not giving opinions. I'm telling you what I've studied and what I know, what's black and white. And I'm telling you that I was not upset with the situation or those jurors or whatever when they acquitted this man, because I looked up, studied, and read Florida law. And by Florida law, he had done nothing wrong. Now, the problem then, what I was upset about was Florida law. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that in different things, we have things that we can be opinionated about, and I agree 40% with you that some of the arguing is unnecessary, but I also understand that we're on a podcast where we all signed up to come on here and kind of argue.
Oh yeah. I come for the conversation. I'm talking about after this in real life. Yeah.
Right. And I agree with you too in real life, because a lot of people that get on podcasts or anywhere else or just stand in public and say one thing and live a different way, right? And I'm not with that either. with that either. So what I'm saying is, when I say that we have to look at the things that are the difference between the things that are objective and subjective, then there's some things that we can argue about based on opinion, but there's other things that are in black and white. And then to go back to the original part, let me just bring it home and shut up, is they didn't expect that resistance from these blue states. And that's what's going to continue to happen, because people are starting to realize, even if everything in their heart was from a good place, not my opinion on where they got from that place at, right? But if it's from a good place that they voted for the Trump administration and they voted for some of these policies, they're seeing now that this is not what's being enacted in the way that they thought it would be enacted, and that there are innocent people and innocent citizens, regardless of race, that are losing their lives and losing a lot of their livelihoods. You say you're a farmer, rancher. You dig what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff going on that was intended to help us that's hurting us, and people are starting to discover that. And I wanted to ask you briefly, I don't want 10. You said, you made the comment that Trump made 10 promises to you, and you knew that 10 of them he'd already filled. I just take 3. I'll take 3. If you want to tell me 3 of those promises that Trump made that you voted for that were fulfilled.
Yeah, well, the immigration is being fulfilled now. That was the main one. The making America the crypto capital. I put a lot into that, so that was another one. You telling me personally? You can't tell me what's you asking me personally or for the community?
I'm gonna let you finish, but then I'm gonna respond.
Yeah.
Huh? You
I'm
said
gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna respond.
Okay, and then the making the America the crypto capital, and then just to me, because I got people overseas, the respect of see a lot of these talking points, it be in our head, and we say it to each other, so we think it's the real thing. Like other countries hate Trump. Man, there's so much respect from different countries other Trump, and this is not a fact. I mean, this is not opinion. This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? And you go look at other leaders. You go listen to the other leaders. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, it's a lot of different things. But my main thing, like the main policy that I say that I vote for is there's not even nothing to do with Trump. Is
my goodness.
everything that he represents was 30 times better than what Kamala Harris what we be going through under her. That was the main reason before I even got into the policies.
Okay.
And hold up, Jason, before you go, hold up,
okay.
just say I have to thank Mark for coming in, because Mark always come in. He made a comment earlier saying Rico is being rude. So Mark, you always know I always like to give you a shout out, even though I know Mark is a diehard MAGA, and he always pop in on Wizzo Talk. Hey, and his comments, they're welcome here. I've invited Mark on the show several times. He chose not to come.
Mark, you scared to come out here, Mark?
Mark, I'm assuming Mark is right. I even told him he can cut the camera off. He can wear a sheet or do whatever.
Mark, don't be scared, man. This is light sparring, man. It's easy.
We appreciate the comments of all the viewers out there that's watching right now, and I'm reading the comments, but the conversation between all of the guests is so deep to. They're not really entertaining very many of the comments, but they do see them. But
I don't see him.
But they should. I don't know if you're on your phone or
He
what.
has to click on the chat to open it. He has to
click
on the chat to open it.
Yeah, you got to open up the chat.
Oh, okay. I see it now. I see it.
Okay. Good. Appreciate that, Rico. Okay, Jason. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
All right. On your first point, I won't judge you. You are correct. He told y'all he was going to give you immigration, and he's doing that, regardless of how we feel about how it's going down. Exactly. You are correct. But I contend that that's the only thing you're correct about, because the crypto capital is the Ukraine all day long.
Okay.
All day long. That's the only reason most of these world leaders even give a damn about the fact that Putin over there bombing shit over there is because they house more crypto mines than most other countries. Now, his sons have a couple businesses where they're trying to take that over and put it in America. But as it stands, he's done nothing other than allow the Ukraine to be bombed obliviously to contribute to trying to shift that thought. That's fact. That's not an opinion. How
much crypto you got?
Me personally,
yeah,
I'm in crypto. I'm not gonna, I ain't gonna. Y'all apparently when I wasn't on here, y'all swap numbers or whatever. I'm not gonna get into all of that.
Okay, I just want to know because I studied this. So I mean, a lot of stuff you just said is just, I mean, it's an opinion, but
Okay, well, I'll let you have it. And then the other thing that you said, not the Kamala thing. What did you say right before that? Between what did he say?
I don't even remember.
I was read this shit.
Damn, that's the one thing I didn't write.
What did I say? I don't even remember what I said.
But this is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. The only thing that I think that you are correct on is your immigration thing. If you're okay with how the immigration thing is going down, you're absolutely correct. You got what you voted for, right? But all the other stuff that you're talking about, this man is in fact, and understand, I'm not a person that sits in front of MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, OAN. I know what it was. You said that these other countries love Trump and they
Oh,
ran
yeah,
the
yeah.
Americas. And I want to tell you right now, I remember, listen, Wiz, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking about my own age. It might have been 20 years ago. Wiz said he was heading overseas, right? He was going on a contract. I know that this man was military, and I'm assuming that my brother PM travels the world. And I'm going to tell you right now, before Trump threw his name in the hat in 2016, these other countries didn't give a damn about the USA. They treat you bad just because you was American. That has not changed. That has increased. These other world leaders disrespect Trump to the fact that they making TikToks about him now at the G70, at the G20, and all these other conferences, G7, all these other conferences he's been to. He is a laughing stock in this community of world leaders. So what you're saying about him being respected is absolutely wrong. They're writing these, it's not an opinion, brother. When I say an opinion, I promise you I'm going to own it. I'm going to own my opinions because I understand when they're opinions, and I also understand when things are fact. When we can go and research and we can go and see real, tangible evidence of what I'm saying, it's not my opinion, it's what's happening. I'm telling you that in my perfect scenario, they would respect this man because I see our status as a country, as a nation, going down, 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 down. And as business people, which most of us on this panel are, that doesn't benefit us. Me having to pay a bunch of tariffs to get my side business stuff that I need. Like I said, I don't try to talk about the stuff I got going. That doesn't benefit me. I would love nothing more than for Donald Trump to find success. I would ignore the fact that I think he's a racist piece of shit because he's been sued by the federal government, the state of New York government, the state of Florida government so many times for his racist practices for the last 50 years. And we can all pretend that he's not racist. I'll go with that. If my bottom line, no, I'm not giving you, I'm saying this is my opinion. I will go with that if my bottom line is changing, but I'm telling you, and especially you being a serial entrepreneur, which I am not. I got one little business on the side and I go to work every day, right?
No, that's a big thing. That ain't little.
No. I'm just saying, I'm telling you and to me are more invested in the cause that I'm speaking of than I am because you're a serial entrepreneur. I'm saying, if you don't see that this man is wrecking our bottom line, he's wrecking us as a nation economically, the fact that Larry Fink and Blackstone and
BlackRock.
State Street, BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard are not in support of this man. That touches the world. That don't just touch us as a nation. That touches the world because they are the primary investors who hold all the investors who are us in their hands. And if they don't support him, that is the economy. And if he is wrecking and doing things that wreck the economy, then he is wrecking our bottom line.
Well, I can tell you because I have an investment account in BlackRock. They level. My investment account been up since he won.
Okay, now on that note right there, I got to go to PM and then I got to hit Rico because I got to give PM a chance to get in on anything that he want to get in on. PM, what's up with you?
You're over in the cut chilling. You're sitting back chilling.
I'm loving the conversation, man. And
Great. I love it. It's great.
Like I said, my reasons for not voting, paying attention to the other side is lack of accountability. You know what I mean? Anytime you can get on the television or you can get up in front and act like something didn't happen, that actually happened, you know what I mean? My eyes don't lie. What I see is what I see. Whether the percentages or the facts in different countries and all that stuff, it's a lot, you know what I mean? And it could fluctuate. The tariffs are affecting my business because certain things that I used to get for a low amount now are getting taxed and it's taking a little bit longer for me to get it. But the accountability part, you know what I mean? At any given time, he can turn on his own party, you know what I mean? And it affects everybody, and to each his own for why they do what they do. But that's basically all I think I really had to say about it is because it's a clown show at the end of the day. And how they get up there and they try to act like, one day you can say this and then one day you can say that. It doesn't. I would rather back somebody that accepts their damage or whatever they've done. You know what I mean? I can respect them more and I can respect the party more. When he goes into voting for certain people, I'm going to look those people up and see what they did on both sides of the pendulum. You know what I mean? But for the most part, they're just lacking the accountability part, man. And it's a lot of people that's getting affected by this. So I don't know who has children. You know, this can affect our children's children and stuff down the line. And that's what like I said, that's what I really care about. Make sure my daughter is not going to be affected by the craziness that's still going on from this administration going forward.
And that's one of the reasons I switched my vote, because what you're talking about from now going forward is the reason I switched from Democrat, because I'm going back from mid 90s to now. So everything that you're talking about that you think you're going to wreck and stuff, I'm telling you that party has already wrecked us. Speaking once again, I'm talking about my people. So I know a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people like to talk about everybody and love on everybody. I'm blunt about, I'm only focused on my people first. I got kids in my program. Any kid comes from me, gonna get the same love, gonna get the same attention. So I'm not like a person that hate other cultures and stuff, but I understand each culture. And this is what I'm telling the lady at the NAACP. I said, why do y'all got people of color and y'all fighting for everybody? If you go to the Hispanic version of NAACP, if you go to the Jewish version, if you go to the Mexican version, they only talk about their race. They never say black and brown like we do. They never say Asian and black like we do. We bring in everybody, and everybody just looking at us like, y'all dumb. Y'all still falling for this? Y'all still really falling for this?
I gotta go to Rico next, y'all.
So
I'm sorry.
that's my part,
I gotta
because
go to Rico
every time
next.
I ask somebody about black people, they keep talking about, well, this is for everybody. That's why we cut off Obama, because he's an everybody person.
Let me
You know
ask
what I'm
you.
saying? So that's what I mean about, it's just a different group of black people that, and you're gonna keep seeing it. You know what I'm saying? That's just not with that no more. And it's no blame. We know most of our people gonna always vote Democrat, but enough of us need to switch it up. Enough of us need to be like, you know what? Whoever got a better plan, getting my vote this round. That's how I am. So you can
Sounds
call me
good.
MAGA, you can call me Republican. If a Democrat got a better plan, I'll vote Democrat. I don't got no problem saying that. Nobody see, the problem is nobody else. I don't think. Let me rephrase that. I don't think nobody else up here will say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because it don't matter about policies. It matter about the person that's doing it. So I keep hearing about all this racism on the Republicans. I haven't heard, well, y'all slightly said, because everybody knows racism on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Biden right-hand man was Bird, Mr. Bird. I don't even want to call him Mr. Bird, that him and Obama, that was their OG. He was a card carrying Ku Klux Klan member.
Okay,
This is a fact.
Tony,
So
when
that's
was
what
the
I'm saying.
last
My
time?
whole thing is forget both sides, forget protecting both sides. Can everybody say that both sides are racist? And if one party, Republican or Democrat, got a better policy for my people, I'll vote for them. Can't nobody else do that. So that's why I'm different.
Let me say this: as a 48-year-old person that's been in the United States all my life, because I was born and raised here, I tend to say that because I never was in a country to where I can wake up and see a sea of my own people. When you go to Africa, when you wake up, you see all Africans. So that's why I speak that way, because we still in this melting pot. You know what I mean? And I believe you've been here too in your 42 odd years, right? You never woke up and just seen a sea of your own people. So when you're saying your people and you care about your people, and the administration is doing things to harm your people blatantly, like right in your face, that's where the disconnect comes with, just answering that question, because we never had to where we can just see a sea of our own people and judge our own people for the actions of what our people do. So when I'm looking at other people are speaking about other races, is because I've been having to sit here and deal with those people along with the people that are here in the United States, because we are multi-diverse in this country. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like Chinese and all that. They can wake up and just see Chinese people. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of difference when I do speak of that. So don't get it kind of confused. Like I'm just strictly like, okay, yeah, I'm here for everybody. Yeah, I have a love for everybody because I'm just a human. You feel me? I just don't wake up with hate in my heart towards anybody. Not saying
No,
that you.
for sure. Yeah.
Not saying that
Hold on, Tony. I gotta go. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm
I
sorry
gotta
about
let
that.
PM finish, and then I gotta hit Rico. So, but I gotta let PM finish.
Go ahead.
But before Rico go, Tony, I will say this: that you heard me say before, Trump can free every black person in the pen. I'm gonna still say fuck Trump. I wouldn't vote for him. But that's just me.
But I always tell you that you vote with feelings,
know,
though. So that's what I'm saying. I understand you.
I know you said that before, and I'm just saying it could be with feelings or whatever. But I'm just saying I wouldn't, because I don't like that motherfucker. But that's my opinion, and I own
exactly.
it. Like Jason has said before, like everybody else on here own whatever theirs, and however I choose to vote, whether it's with feelings or whether it's with anger or whether it's with passion or whether it's with my dick, it's my vote. You know what I'm saying? And however I choose to vote with it. And that's just how everybody else have their own choice. But I need to go to Rico, and then I got to hit Jason up, y'all.
Yes, sir.
he keeps talking about President Obama. President Obama couldn't do anything for just black people.
I
The
know.
white racists would have had a fit, nor is he that type of person that would have done it.
Yeah, because he's not Black
check
American.
this out. Check this out. A president is just a figurehead. You have Congress that can supposed to be able to control them, and they're also answering to the people that put them there and who truly run this world, because it's not the president. They are just a figurehead. But Trump can do whatever the hell he wants to because he's white and they're racist, right? He can do whatever. He can circumvent the system of going to the House and the Senate because all he do is write executive orders. But I'm gonna move on from that. He said all these other countries love Trump and they love America. This is what I'm talking about, just watching social media and not actually reading. And that's why we was laughing at you, young man, because
I'm laughing at you. What are you talking about?
No, I said we, not me. We were laughing at you. Because countries are leaving America. We are being isolated when it comes to trade. You keep talking about this. You're about to lose your business. The businesses that you do have, you're about to lose them. This country is headed toward an economic collapse. It's going to be worse than a depression because of what Trump is doing. China has developed a new canal that circumvents the Panama Canal. It's slated to open at the end of this year. They are going to surpass us as the #1 economy in the world. You don't understand simple and basic economics, because if you did, you will understand when you have these tariffs, when inflation is as high as it is, the dollar is constantly being devalued. People losing all of these jobs. We're already in a recession. They're just not talking about it. But if you knew these things, you would know that the economic collapse is coming. And #1, you cannot start a new world order with all the old systems. That's why this economy must collapse. But see, you don't understand.
Okay, we lost.
Even the Wi-Fi knowing bullshit going on.
let's go with Jason.
You came
go
on
ahead,
here
Jason.
Okay.
People,
That bandwidth said, man, we're not going to hear this gibberish, man. Cut this boy out, man.
All right, Rico, we lose you. We got to go to Jason. Go ahead, Jason. Rico, we lost you.
Okay.
We lost you.
Go ahead.
We got to go to Jason.
Okay, I want to touch on the racism thing, right? I've never, and again, I'm really, really pointed. I'm very specific with the words that I use, whether I'm speaking on camera or in daily life. I mean, I'm very pointed with my words. I've never said that the Democratic Party was not a racist people. They are, okay? The youth spoke earlier about the 1994 crime bill. Joe Biden was one of the main authors. He was chairman of the Judiciary Committee that year. He pushed it with everything he has, and that is 100% a racist policy. So I would never deny that. But in order to say, to make the racism that we experience today palatable, then a lot of people like to come out and say, oh, well, the Democrats and this and that. And the reality is the racism, even if we pull those things away, we still have those same problems. And then when we talking about, you're talking about the military action versus economic action, the United States military is unmatched. That's not something we're worried about as the show of force or the show of violence or the defending of this nation when it comes to physicality and violence or protection from violence from another country or another nation. That's not ever been a threat. That's not something that we can realistically have to worry about as Americans, which is a plus. But you know what they can do? Germany can say you can't have bases over here no more. China can say, we're not going to do this at Taiwan and all this other stuff. Korea, South Korea. These nations can turn on us to affect us in an economic way that will absolutely have an effect on us negatively as everyday citizens that have nothing to do with military power. So military power is not everything. We all got that homeboy that can beat anybody's ass. We go get him to and drive him to the car wash because we had a problem, right? But sometimes we need somebody that's going to sit down and talk and is going to understand that violence ain't going to always be our answer. It'd be great if it was that simple, but it's not. The other thing is when you talk about these all of us, talk about these policies that Obama or whoever else did or did not do, it is 100% impossible because of the sheer mass and size of this country and the people that need to be represented for any one person as the president or anything else to represent all of us. It's impossible. It is absolutely impossible for that to take place. It's no way for that to happen. There's nothing, if at any moment, and it's happened before, if at any moment there's a candidate running and I think to myself, after doing my research, listening to them speak, listening to them on radio shows, listening to them campaign, if I sit around like a lot of the MAGA people do and agree with everything that person said, I know that that's a problem and that's a trap, because I should find some things that that candidate says that make me uncomfortable as an individual because the greater good is winning. I have to find something about that candidate that says that doesn't apply to me because it's going to help everybody else. But that particular portion doesn't apply to me, or that particular portion upsets me in my personal life. But that's the whole point in the thing being for the greater good. So the problem I have with these Trump and MAGA supporters, not all Republicans, Trump and MAGA Republicans, is that they consume all of this man's bullshit and want to overlook everybody else's as if look at me, or you did it too, or little I big you, you know what I'm saying? When the reality is we all should be looking at this thing from the perspective of what is really benefiting the greater good. You said it here, and I'm sure you can stand on it. I'm saying it here to stand on mine, and that is I do give a damn about people that are getting deported, and it does not affect my life. It does mean, that there's some other opportunities that may come to me because some people got deported from some things that I might want to get into business venture wise. It's some things that can happen that may subtly or indirectly positively affect my life. But what they're doing to these people is wrong. And when you made the comment about the fact that as Black people, we often still say Black and brown, and we include other people in our arguments or in our fights when it comes to these type of political discussions, that's because, again, we are the minority. We are unable to affect any real change without the assistance of people who we have to consider allies. We have to consider those people. It's impossible for us to not consider our allies to get anything done, because like I said, when we were talking about voting, if we all vote the same way, we still only 10% of the federal vote. And that's on a great day. With 10%, you're not going to win anything with 10%. You have to win by preponderance, which is 51%. Even if you're just going off popular vote, we have to have allies because we do not have the numbers. So we always have to include these people. Those other people have been fortunate enough that they don't have to include us. I'm not saying it's right. I'm talking about what's real. I'm talking about what's facts.
Yeah. All right, that's what's up. Tony, you got anything? Anybody got anything before I go to
we have. Well, first of all, we have no allies. That's part of our problem and part of the reason why we've been defeated and placed at the bottom on the scale of people, because we really believe and think and hope that. But you can go back to the LULAC organization that said, matter of fact, I need to post that. But he was just talking about how that's the Negro fight. They don't mess with us. When we was fighting for civil rights, they was fighting to be able to put white on the census. So they're Black and brown Mexicans, and that's not everybody. So when I say this, it's not me. I got Mexican homeboys, and I tell them the truth. I told my partner, he's 67 years old. I said, do you know that most Latinos got white on their ID because it's a numbers game that the white system is playing on Black people? He's like, yeah, he put out his ID. He got white on his ID. He just as Mexican as can be. So we have to understand that when I say about immigrants, it's not about forget the immigrant. It's about, okay, I'm at war with the white man, but he using the immigrants, the ones that don't look like us and the ones that look like us, because I just posted today how 44 out of the 58 members of the Black caucus are immigrants. So when we figure out like the white man ain't the reason why y'all can't get reparations and this and that, then we look at it, it's a Black face that's on TV representing, said Black people don't need reparations. Then we look at their background, they from Jamaica, they from African. As a Black American, I cannot move to Africa and become somebody in office and tell Africans that they don't deserve nothing. Only in America, immigrants can do that. Every immigrant that our ancestors died for. Our ancestors died for all these immigrants to come over here in the Civil Rights Bill. Y'all do know that, right? So for them to come over here and shit on us, and I get it. Of course, black people, we got a good heart. We always think about everybody else. That's part of our problem. We always want to look out for everybody. We've been the punching back for everybody, and that's why they want us out on the front line, because they know. And you keep saying that we 10% or whatever to vote. Man, we are the culture. If we get out right now, as a big body of group, they'll stop all this stuff now. That's why so many people trying to get black people out there. Why you think everybody that posts them trying to get black people out there? Because if we get out there in numbers, the game will change. We can change. We came out of slavery with the least numbers. So all this coalition. You tell me one time that black people had a big coalition that helped us from slavery, for the civil rights, to anything. Tell me just one. Just give me one time that we had a big, huge group of Mexicans, a big, huge group of Africans, a big, huge group of anybody that helped us get our liberation. We was always outnumbered and fought for it and won it from slavery on up.
Okay, let's go to
Okay,
Jason,
T.
and then we're gonna hit Rico.
All right, T, I'm ready for you, right? Because you painted yourself in the corner right there, right?
No, I ain't
You
in no
painted
corner.
yourself.
I ain't in
Oh,
no
yeah,
corner.
you did. Hold
Okay.
on. You painted yourself in the corner.
Oh yeah, he did.
Because before I joined,
This nigga still talking.
hold on. Before I joined, you talked about how it wouldn't be wise for you to move the way that a white man moves with a gun in his pocket. You and PM were having a conversation before I joined
Yes.
this podcast. So what you're telling me is you do agree or disagree that if the numbers at January 6th were black and brown people in a coalition, like you just said, was standing on those Capitol steps and did the things that those people did on January 6th, that we wouldn't have been mowed down?
Yeah. I said that when it happened.
So what are you talking about? We have to have the allies.
Look, you making my point.
One at a time.
I put my finger up. I was quiet. You said we need a coalition of black people ourselves to go do something. And then you agreed with me that if a coalition of black people like January 6th were at January 6th, that you think that we would have been mowed down because we are black people. You've painted yourself into a corner, sir.
Okay, the gotcha moment ain't gonna work with me, man. I do this. I really do this. But let me finish.
Okay, let's let you finish, and then after that, I got to get
no gotcha stuff. That's like
No, I'm listening. I want you to respond.
When I asked PM, right? That's your name, homie.
Yeah.
Okay. I asked him, as black men that come from the streets, just mindset wise, not like legally or what's right or wrong. As a black man, I wake up every day and I know I can get killed for nothing driving my car. I know this every day. So even though I'm a licensed gun holder, I operate different because I already know. Even though I got the license by law, I'm right. By every thing on the book, I'm right. But I still would get treated differently than a white man with a gun. I just know this in my mind. It don't mean it's right. Don't mean this and that. I just understand this is how I work. And this is what let me get to this point. Hold on. Let me get to this point. This is what I teach young black men that I mentor. I had a young black man that said he was pulled over for nothing. So he soon the law got out to ask for his ID. He started cussing him out. Bitch ass, just cussing him out. I said, bro, you gotta realize that you're behind enemy's lines. At that moment, give him his license, give whatever you got, and you still can die. You can do everything right and still die, right? But you give yourself a better chance if you just do this and do that, and then just try to get through this. Your job at that point is to live and survive that, not to, because they already ready to kill you. So if you jump out, especially you got a little size on you, so you jump out the car, woofing and puffing. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, but let me ask you this: on this in your same scenario, your same hypothetical question. What is the white man that's wearing the badge or the white man that's standing off to the side with his camera that decides to say, leave that man alone or whatever, that gives you that chance that you need because you can't get as a black man? What is that person termed? Who are they to you?
The person that would interject in that?
Or the police officer that says, you don't have to move like that. Calm down, bro. I'm not gassing you up. I'm just going to write you this ticket and you're going to be on your way, right? What is that person termed? I'm not trying to, again, I'm not trying to play gotcha. That term is called an ally. And my point was that we have to have allies because we don't have the numbers.
Okay, so who is our allies? Give me an ally. Okay, yeah, you're right. My bad, Paul.
Because the conversation just going between you two.
You're right.
I'm sorry.
I gotta get Rico in because he's been on hold for a minute.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Where I said you painted yourself into a corner with me was,
man, you still talking to me? I thought you was done talking to me.
Well, you keep making statements that's just not facts. I mean, I have to call out lies. You said that what other country that you can, like the immigrants can come here and come and hold office. As long as you become a citizen in a country, you can hold office. There are American, hold on, I'll tell you the exact name of the person. American citizens who have became president in Africa. American citizens have became prime ministers in Africa because they became a citizen in that country first. And you can do that in any country. I'm sorry, but you keep making false statements. You ask these questions, and I don't know where you get them from. Like, we just not gonna fact check, like, because I'm gonna fact check you because I know the truth.
You know your facts are irrelevant, man. I've heard your facts from the beginning of this podcast. I know your facts.
Can I finish? This is what I'm talking. This is what we dealing with. He said, my facts are irrelevant. Basically,
because you ain't got no facts.
Because I don't have. See, this man has a legal degree, Jason, and was a police officer, and he told him that was his opinion.
Because I heard people with the same degrees say different. I heard people with same degrees as Jason say different.
Finish. I'm trying to save you from yourself, brother.
Now you can't save me, bro. You should have been saving our community. You older than me. You should have been. Tell me the school you didn't open or tell me something you didn't did. That's how you save our community. You can't save me, bro. Quit talking to me like I'm some little kid or something, man. You can't save me, nigga. What the hell wrong with you?
He keeps making my point for me.
You can't save me.
Is himself.
I did more for my community, for a black community in half of my life than you ever
did.
Check
it out. Check it out. We gotta have one person talking.
They never do anything. Can I say one last? Can I ask him a question?
No, don't talk to me, bro. Talk to somebody else.
You say you're into crypto. It's about crypto. It's about crypto.
Talk to somebody else, bro.
What speaking in general, Rico?
I'm speaking
in general.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, who on here knows? And I prefer him to answer first. How does crypto and blockchain operate together? He the only one been talking about crypto, Jason. I didn't say anything. I just listened to him talk about it. Okay. So that's why I made that statement. How does crypto and blockchain operate together, Tony?
I'm gonna say this. I don't know shit about it, but
he said he didn't study it. I want to know, how does crypto and blockchain operate together?
Well, Rico, he said he don't want you talking to him no more about it. So
because he don't know the answer.
No, I just don't do feminine conversations, man. With me,
he don't know the answer. He don't know the answer. All he do is talk.
Well, I bet you my 6-figure portfolio in just crypto tell you that I know more answers than you think.
All he does is talk. That's a simple question. How does crypto and blockchain work together?
I'm done talking to you, bro.
Exactly.
Like you talking with emotions. I don't even argue with my woman like this, man.
Dude, you're a joke.
Okay, check it out. Hold on, y'all. I need to go to PM and
don't know shit.
Up out of here. So I'm gonna go to PM and then
glad your opinion don't mean nothing on this side.
I can clown people like this.
Hey, y'all, we can't keep going back and forth. We can't keep going back and forth.
There you go, Wizzo, man. Get your military dude, man.
Come on, man. So let's go. PM, what you got? And then we're gonna get ready to go close around the horn.
I gotta answer Rico's question. Is that the thing that give the trade gas to move it to buy the crypto?
Okay, let me educate you, brother, on what crypto and blockchain is, because what you just so happen to don't know while you was talking about crypto, you on here with two people who heavily invested in it and actually know about it. Me and the boy Jason right there. Yeah, so I was just gonna let you keep talking about it, pretending that I don't know anything. And right now I'm about to clown you, and I'm going to educate you, my brother, on what crypto is.
There's the guys that ain't did nothing.
I'm going to do that because you don't know. You just on here talking.
So all you accomplished is being in the military, and you're gonna teach me.
There we go again.
Okay, here we go.
Now, I don't like a guy. That guy ain't did nothing but military, and it's like gonna teach you.
This is what crypto and blockchain.
There you go, Wizzo. Go ahead and end it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. Let's tone it down. So Rico, go ahead and say what you're going to say, and then I want to get into the closing comments because I don't want the podcast to keep going between two people back and forth.
Yeah, he need to call one of his kids and talk to them because he talking to the wrong person.
Let's go on. Go ahead.
Okay, I got it. I got it, Wizzo. I got it, Wizzo.
Talk to the other good brothers. Teach the other brothers.
Okay, the blockchain is what crypto operates on, right? The blockchain allows crypto to move, and it's not just currency. You can put real world assets on it, and it moves money in seconds. It moves anything in seconds. Everything is going to be tokenized in the future, and they're in the process of doing it right now. Did you know that there's regulations and laws being passed right now for crypto to operate in the US? right? Neither one of those can operate without the other. When crypto is placed on the blockchain, it becomes what it looks like to be a chain, hence why it's called blockchain. This allows money, anything that you want and you put on there to move in seconds. But what is going to benefit us and everyone else, it is allowing everyone to become their own bank, allowing you to be decentralized from the system. That's why the Democrats was against it, because the Democrats are mainly controlled by Wall Street, my brother. And the big banks don't like crypto because it's pulling profits from them. That's why it was a revote on the Clarity Act a few weeks ago in the markup. He don't know what he's talking about. And I don't like talking to people who just, I'm done.
Should I ask you to stop talking to me 10 minutes ago? Hold on, why you still talking?
Let's get your closing comments.
Wizzo, I'm sorry.
So
you're in the military, man. You should have more discipline than that.
Closing comments, Rico?
Yes. My closing comments, can I read something?
Yeah.
Because this has not, this was supposed to be something else, and this has nothing to do with what we've been talking about tonight.
Yeah, we went totally different from what
you right.
That's okay.
But it's all good. It was a good show. Oh, I want to say one last thing to him. Man, I don't dislike you. I'm disappointed in you. And if I saw a white person jumping on you or any other race besides our own people, I would defend you, my brother, because I love my people.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I have a brother that'll fight for me.
I love my people. All right. I want you to know.
Let's go. Go ahead and read what you got so we get ready to get out of here.
Lord have mercy.
My people, which
I feel like a preacher that won't stop talking.
This is for my people that I love dearly and will do anything for, including sacrificing my finances.
Besides build a school.
The most influential race in the world. Our culture is number one in America. They hate us because they are not us. These people have stolen everything from us. This is our land. We are the indigenous people of America, or Turtle Island is what it was actually called before America. And the only way to get it back is to unify. So please stop fighting one another. Let go of petty differences. They are counting on us being divided. It makes it easier to defeat us. Build strong bonds with one another. Stop hurting one another. And lastly, and most importantly, Black man and Black woman, get back together. Family is the foundation of every race. Without it, we will not be able to survive.
All right, appreciate it. PM, closing comments?
Man, I just want to say, man, it was a nice conversation. I like to, have a conversation where it can go back and forth and we can, try to proceed and get a better understanding of why we think different. You know what I mean? For the most part, like I said, I have clients that are MAGA supporters and Republicans. I do think that MAGA support is, different from what they've grown from Republicans. They've branched off to be something else. MAGA has shown me to be racist and a lot of things because I can't recall when America was ever great again, or we had to make it great if it's already been a great country. I really think is that it's based off when they had slaves and they owned slaves. They've shown to have racism and a lot of different things that bad beliefs that these militias have are grown into that party. You can see it every day. You can see it while you're in the streets, from the Trump flags to everything of that nature. Well, I think there will be another Democratic president coming from the Democratic side. Yes. I've seen a lot of disapproval from the Republicans that actually voted for Trump. All the MAGA people that voted for Trump, because they were affected, whether it was medicine that they couldn't get. A lot of people are not getting the same supplies and things that they need, and everything is intentionally done to hold people down, basically. And the accountability part, if I can see somebody with my own eyes, because I'm gonna believe my own eyes before I believe anything else or somebody telling me, before I didn't research it. If I can see a man get shot in cold blood or executed, just like many of our Black men, and people deny that this has actually happened, or what I seen is something different than what's actually happened. You have many accounts of people seeing the same thing, and yet you're not held accountable for what's going on. That's a major problem for me. That means at any given time that whether I have a gun or not, that I can be subject to that same thing. So like you said, we need allies, right? And I believe that they're trying to divide and conquer, you know what I mean? So we are a small percentage of this world, or this here United States, then it's going to be a problem. And at some point, you're going to need somebody to help you that doesn't have the same skill set or the same supplies that you might have. So just depending on just us, it's not going to help. And we've seen that. And I'm glad to have been on Wizzo Talk, man. You can catch me at the PM Lifestyle Podcast on YouTube, the PM Lifestyle off Instagram, and also Falon McKnight on Facebook. Join the conversation, man. Wizzo, I thank you for having me on. Tony, it was nice meeting you, brother. Much success, on whatever you got going. Rico, you always have a lot of facts and you deal with a lot of numbers, and I've learned a lot from you. And Jason, the same thing, man. You're a stand-up fella. So, as all black men on this podcast, especially Wizzo, I just think for y'all even being there to even have the conversation.
That's what's up. Appreciate it. All right, Tony, what you got? Closing comments, brother?
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate you having me on. I'm always up for the conversation. I guess out of everybody on here, I ain't gonna say that we like just tight, but you got more in depth inside of what I do on a day to day and how I've been operating. You know what I'm saying? So I salute everybody opinion. Like my biggest problem is just the demonizing of people that just have a different opinion than yours, and special people that actually do the work. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing. But this is what I want to say about the unity thing, right? Yes, and that's why I asked the question about any policy, which I didn't get an answer. That would be for black people, for me as a black man. I didn't get that answer, and I didn't get an answer about we've been voting for them for the last 60 years and we still at the bottom. But this is what I say about the unity thing, right? Because I tell people all the time, to really make change for my community, it's going to be like 30-40% of us that really put in the work, because the other 60 just going to talk and complain and be in the way. That's just a reality. That's something I learned by being on the ground every day, by dealing with the parents, by dealing with the kids, by just dealing with how everything is set up around. I know 60+% of our community either going to be in the way or going to hurt us from getting to the next level. So I come into every conversation knowing that for us to get to the next level, just a lot of people we got to just sidestep. But anyway, as what I want to end on is this unity. It's like having a football team, right? Just say we had a football team. I hope ain't no Cowboys fans on here. Ain't nobody gonna get mad.
Don't do it. Don't even start this shit. Don't start.
There you go. There you
Don't
go.
start this shit.
We tried to close out.
Okay,
You start
I ain't gonna say
shit again.
I ain't gonna say no Cowboys. I'm gonna just say a certain team that's been losing for decades and decades and decades, right?
You know what I'm saying?
I took the Cowboys out of it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Is it other teams that have been losing for decades and decades? I don't know. But
This
anyway,
man from a state that didn't have a team other than the Cowboys and the Oilers, and he want to talk shit.
but just say we got a football team that's been losing for decades and decades, and you drop some new people that say, hey man, we need to try a different policy. But half the team is we need to try new plays. But half the team is going, okay, on first down we're gonna run a dive left. But half the team gonna go dive right. So we on the same team, but we just see the world different, and we want to move differently. And that's where we at as a people. See, other groups, I said, and this is why I tell people, like on my podcast, I only talk from power. I know Wizzo didn't heard me say that before. I don't, because when he's sitting down with and this is what I always tell people, I'm 43 years old. I say my competition is not the next black man. My competition is the 43-year-old white guy that Trump groomed, that don't want me in his position. I know who my enemy is. You know what I'm saying? So just because I voted for him, I understand power. So my thing is, if we on the same team, but I'm going left and you going right, that ain't no unity. I just rather have a smaller team. I rather have what's the 6-man football team. I rather have a 6-man league than 11-man league. If half the team gonna automatically go different just because we just think different, can't nobody say, you know what, this go round we gonna try something different. This go round we gonna do this. This go round we gonna hold their feet to the fire. Until we get serious people that's ready to do that. I'm the only one that still said I vote either party as long as they got a plan. Most of our people will never vote Republican, even if they had the best plan ever, because we've been programmed and ingrained not to do that. So that's all I'm saying. I just come to give a different perspective from a guy that's been Democrat all my life, from a guy that really put in the work. So all these, like the names and stuff, like, man, like real people. I only got to vouch for myself. Real people vouch for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about day to day, not 20 years ago. I'm talking about from 2000 when I was 16, 17, doing youth events to now. It's people that have vouched for me. So like the name calling and stuff like that, that's irrelevant to me because I really do it. So That's what I want to just know. How's it unity if half the team gonna automatically go the other way? And I'm glad that it's going to Jason because he's been articulate in the way he's been saying. So I'm not trying to give you a question as you end it, but I would like to have you touch it a little bit if you can. How does a team come united? If you get what I'm saying with the football analogy, that we just going separate ways. Like, how do you fix that?
Okay, so Jason, you can address that if you choose to on your
Yeah,
closing
me too.
comments or
Yeah,
whatever. You
for
know,
sure.
it's totally up to you.
Yes,
And
sir.
then I'll say a little something. Then
And
we'll get out of here.
thank you, Mr. Wizzo, for having me on.
Oh
Salute to
yeah,
everybody. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. I respect everybody, and I thank you for your service and everything. Like I say, I don't take none of this personal. This business for me, so I'm not in my feelings about none of that. I can sit down with any one of you brothers, and this is what I tell people. Okay, no matter who I voted for, no matter who you voted for, what can we sit down and do that's gonna benefit our people? And that's that I never get no responses when it come to that. I get everybody hate this group and hate that group. Okay, so we hate this group and this group is killing us. What are we gonna do? Let's sit down and talk about something. Then it's crickets. But I'll pass it on to you, Jason.
okay. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah. Real quick, touch on his rhetorical. I took it as rhetorical question
Yeah.
about unity. I'm probably the bad person to ask for that because I don't believe.
Well, you was the
ever
last.
gonna,
I ain't had
well,
nobody else to sit.
I'm just saying in general because I don't think we're ever gonna have unity as a black people
Yeah, we
because
don't need it though. Yeah, for sure.
Just because we share race and we share skin tone and we share melanin, we don't share ideas and thoughts, which makes a place like this podcast be what it is. And PM's podcast, anybody podcast that's on it, right? Like it's it's how we sharpen these ideas against one another. I don't think there's a real answer to that because I'm gonna have ideas, you're gonna have ideas, Rico's gonna have ideas, Pim's gonna have ideas, Wiz gonna have ideas, and they all are valid. None of them are necessarily wrong. Now, some people are wrong as hell. I'm not trying to say it's not people like that, right?
Yeah.
But so I don't think that. I think the way we just need to, as a people, get to as close or at least at a minimum, choose these different fires to put out one at a time, right? And so if this fire is worthy of us all coming together and putting that fire out, let's put that fire out. And then on the next fire, I might take a pass. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned earlier, hey, that don't have nothing to do with me. I'm not worried about it. You said you're okay with the immigration. I might say, no, I'm stepping back. Y'all had immigration. I don't want nothing to do with that, right? So I think that the unity thing is not something that I think I think it's fantasy. I think that in the same vein, things like reparations and things like that to black people, because everybody else got them, right? But I think those things are fantasy. I don't think those are things that, to Jason, I don't think those are things that are worth fighting for. And I understood your question, but like I said, I just figured it's rhetorical. And I appreciate, I'll start with you. I appreciate you being here. I was glad to see somebody as a guest that didn't necessarily agree with everybody else. I always want to be a part of that show because I like to talk ideas and I like to go back and forth. And I'm not trying to convince you. I just maybe I do just enjoy, the arguments and the debates. I was a varsity debater in school, right? Like I just enjoy that part of it. And so I like to hear other people's ideas. And I'm not immune from people saying things that caused me to change my mind or at least rethink the position that I took. But it's gotta, me being a logical thinker, it's gotta come from a place of fact. I'm a numbers, I'm a research, I'm a fact-based information guy. I'll accept opinions, but I need them to be presented to me as such. When you say, hey, this is what I think, when you say to me, this is what I feel, I'm listening. And I know I don't need to get my blood pressure up because you're telling me something that you think or that's your opinion. But if you tell me something and you stand on it like it's a stone, then I need you to come with some evidence, some facts, some show me something. Where can I find this information and where can I cross-reference this information? And I'm not saying that anybody on the panel didn't do that. I'm just talking about Jason in general. PM, bro, we always think alike about a lot of things. I think you're a lot more eloquent with your delivery than I am, but we think a lot synonymously on a lot of things. Rico, me and you got the money. We own that. I appreciate that. And going back to Tony, I appreciate, man. Like I said, I always appreciate because I know, having done it one time, I know what it takes for a person to be a serial entrepreneur or have multiple businesses and maintain those businesses, man. And I respect that. I salute that. Man, I'm telling you right now, what happened today. I don't know how you gonna armchair quarterback yourself after we click off. But I'm telling you right now, this was a bomb-ass show
Yes.
because ideas were bounced. It wasn't the same thing. Everybody sitting around agreeing kumbaya. Brother Tony had his opinions and he stood on them, and I appreciate that. Brother Rico had his opinions and he stood on them. I appreciate that. Brother PM came sliding in like silk with his voice, and he had his and he stood on it. I appreciate that, man. That's what I like about this show, is that I can come here and I can say my opinions. And if somebody disagree and want me to go kiss their ass, they can tell me that. And I'm going to say what I'm going to say when they say it, right? So I appreciate that about this show, man. This was a good show. This was a positive show. I appreciate your platform. And more than you know, I appreciate the fact that because my schedule is crazy, that I can just hit you in the comments when I'm watching and say, I want in, and you just click me in every time. I appreciate that, man. And so I'm thankful. I appreciate all the brothers that participated today, and I'm looking forward to the next one, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir, that's what's up. And I'm gonna just touch a couple of things. Yeah, PM got that old slide up in there,
Yeah, he
voice
do.
and shit. You know, he be coming up in there all that old slide ass shit. You know,
Slick. He's slick.
But I will say this, y'all. I mean, it's a challenge putting a podcast together with different opinions. I sent out so many fucking messages, you know, and I thank Tony for it. And I hate that I missed your reply, Tony, because that's my bad when you said put me in. I mean, I sent out so many trying to get different points of views, different people, different opinions on here, because I don't want the same 3 guys on here and like Jay said, it's all kumbaya and we're not doing anything. You know, everybody here pretty much stand on their own. Me, most of the time when I said something, I was about my opinion, you know, or some shit like that. Or as Tony say, sometimes I get in my feelings about some shit, but it ain't no gay shit now because I like the pink. I'm just saying. But I just kind of voice my little opinion about stuff like that. And every now and then I do a little research. But guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming on. I will hope that you guys will share this live. I hope the people out there that's watching will share the live. Click in the link and subscribe to Wizzo Talk. The link is in the description, whether you're watching it on Facebook or if you're watching it on, I think I'm on Twitch also right now. So, but I just appreciate each and every one of you. All other people that posted comments. We didn't get to address a lot of them or something, but, you know, I have read them. I thank Tony now. He was able to go on and see them because he couldn't see a lot of them at first, you know, so I was glad of that. But guys, with that being said, hey, I just appreciate each and every one of you guys. And until the next time, this is Paul Wizzo saying, holla at your boy. And we're going